Both horns with Joe Bags and Tuna. They got the Rams news. They're giving it to you.
Both
horns with Joe Bags and Tuna. Filling more holes than Kobe and Puna. Both horns. Both horns.
Both horns.
Both horns.
That is the sound of your absolute favorite Rams podcast intro music. That it cannot be copyrighted. And so we're actually able to stream on all platforms that we like to. Welcome, everybody. Happy mother flipping Friday. It's a beautiful day in Los Angeles. What was it? What were you telling me, Joe? It's like high 70s. I got to go outside. I got to see YG and meet him today. That was cool. I don't know what it's like in Colorado, and I don't know what it's like in Florida, but we're going to find out soon from these two gentlemen because, yes, both horns are in the building. I am one half of said helmet that's on your screen twice a week at this point. Sheriff Joe Bags is here, and he's in a new sheriff station. What's good? We're here.
Yeah, dude, I'm fired up. I finally got the internet. I joined Modern Times, and I also got a new camera. So you get 4K Joe Bag, something that nobody asked for, but you're welcome for it.
Hold on. All right, everybody, look how pretty he is. Ready? Look at him. Give him compliments. So we're gonna hear more about the sheriff station here in a second, but I do want to introduce at least the third name, the third face that's on your screen. Coming to you live from beautiful, swampy Florida, University of Florida product himself. You know him by Joshio's tweets on Twitter. The man is in Rams orbit as an extremely good statistician. He's here to talk a little bit about Myles Garrett's metrics. So if you weren't prepared for Myles Garrett yet and you have not had enough of him, you're going to get more hyped because this dude is going to feed you with some ball knowledge. You're going to feel smarter today. Welcome, Josh. What's up, dog? How you living?
Thank you, man. I'm doing good. It's a little hotter here, but, still great weather.
Man, holding it down for Rams house all the way in Florida. Appreciate you, dog. And thank you for coming on. I know you've joined me before during the season, but finally get you in the off season, talk some actual shop. And then this is your first time recording with Sheriff Joe Bags. How do you feel about having such a handsome fellow in such a handsome station on screen with
you? Dude, what a trio do we got here today. I'm super excited to be on the show and talk ball. The long off season. It's coming to a close, not really, but hopefully this makes things go by a little quicker.
Yeah, Mudeeb said Joe has so much room for activities. You do, bro. You got swivel chair action.
What else can you do over there? I can't even reach him because he's so far away right now. Dude, I can't look at that. Dude.
Lots of Sal Franco said lots of facial hair. We got some strong facial hair fellows here today. And Josh rocking the stash pretty strongly. I'm not yet at my homeless phase, but give me about a week and I'll look homeless. People will want to give me change when I go to the store. But yeah, man, we had a fun show. We had a long show. We got Josh is here, talk metrics. I'm not dressed like a grandma. Fucking what are we talking about? It's a coffee. What are we talking about? I'm culturally appropriating things. Come on now.
It's fine.
We got Myles Garrett talk for the first part of the show. Back half of the show, Joe and I have both picked 5 names that are on this roster. He's got 5 guys that he's in love with. I've got 5 guys that I'm rooting for. Guys that we think are going to take what?
It's like Joe's going absolutely nuts for these dudes. I think these guys are pretty good. So whatever.
I'm just saying, Joe picked some names that are like, this guy's not going to be here in September. Like Blake Corum, he's not going to be on the team. What are you talking about? No. 10 names total that we think should get a little bit more love, that are a little bit under the radar, that we think are actually going to take a big leap in 2026, starting at training camp. That 5 guys that he's just really a big fan of. We get a little back and forth draft. Very excited to talk about that. So, yeah, man. But anyways, first and foremost, Sheriff Joe Bags, we do got to put you on the spotlight because you're finally in the sheriff station.
Sure am.
You fought the internet goblins that were holding you back. How does it feel to be home with the milk and cigarettes for our kids in the chat?
Dude, I can't even put it into words how excited I am, dude. And they didn't even tell me. Okay, so what happened was my Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday. So it's kind of crazy, man. So after we finished the show on Monday, I was at my dad's place. He was there, so he was just kind of hanging out and stuff like that. Finished the show, grabbed myself a whiskey glass, met him with the bottle of whiskey in the garage. We were kind of hanging out, and about 20 minutes into that, I get notification that my nephew is on the way, and so. Then it was one of those things where it's like, well, I don't need to be there. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to be helpful in this situation. So I waited for the next day on Tuesday.
No. We need you to deliver.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Grab up.
So Tuesday, I go to work. I get done with work, and then I head up to Denver to go meet the new nephew and stuff like that. And then so I get home. And they did not tell me anything, but I get home and all of a sudden just my router looked different. Instead of blinking orange, it was just a solid white line. And I was like, yo, I think that means I've got internet. So I tried to log in and sure enough, dude, had internet. So Tuesday was a damn good day in the sheriff station. And yeah, it's pretty fire. But yeah, let me I'll just give a small shout out here. Xavier Ray, my nephew, has now entered the world, nickname X-Ray, and that's the coolest thing in the universe. So fired up about dude. He's adorable. He's all like this big and stuff, dude. Pretty cool, man. So fired up about that.
Well, I'm happy that white line, on the router was good for you. I know many of people that walk in the room see a solid white line and they're like, it's go time. So I'm happy that it was no different.
That means, dude, you walk into a room and you see a solid white line. It is time to rock. All right.
Woo! Kick off. Let's go. Yeah. You don't know nothing about that in Florida, Josh. Stay in school. Stay in school.
I guess not. Yeah.
It's grown folks talk. But no, I do want to I do want to jump into stuff here so that we could easily waste 25 minutes of everyone's time just bullshitting and forgetting we're on camera. But we do have some fun stuff. We're gonna put you on the spot a whole bunch here, Josh. I did my best to make some decent looking graphics, but first and foremost, you were here today because you wanted to talk about the metrics of what Myles Garrett is tangibly bringing. We've heard a lot of reports. Hell, even my own writing is like, he's really good. Like, just believe me. Like, nobody's really putting any value behind it to help contextualize it for a lot of people outside of, hey, you got to do a whole film video. And I know Joe has actually not seen any of this either. Only I've read it. But this dude gave me a 4-page report of hella metrics. So he's got some good stuff here. And then I know this is going to be a great show because we're starting off hot. 2 girlies, 1 cup with the super chat $9.99. They saw Josh's face on the screen. They said, these guys need money.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, just found you guys recently. Crazy that it took so long, but I'm a big fan. Y'all are exactly the kind of duo I was looking for in a Rams podcast channel. That is really damn nice.
Let me get some of these in here, man. Dude, 2 girlies, 1 cup. That was my fantasy football team name for a little bit. Dude, thanks for being here, man. Also, Sick Honda. I see you. All right. I got myself a white one, but yeah, it's fire, man.
Wait, are we all Honda bros? What are you driving?
Are we all Honda bros?
Well, I'm not driving a Honda.
Okay.
Oh,
all right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Honda's only. No, thank you a lot for that 2 girlies, 1 cup. We'll leave that up here for a minute, and we'll bring it back a little bit later. But first and foremost, like I was saying, let's get the show started, man. Josh Yo's tweets is here. He brought us some metrics. Joe has not seen these yet. It's Myles Garrett. It's Myles Garrett time. The Myles Garrett effect. This is Pookie. This is our new lover boy. Look at him. Look how handsome he is. Look how happy he is to be here. Right? And I think a lot of us are going to be a lot happier after seeing some of this stuff. First and foremost, thank you for putting all this together, by the way, Josh. It's a lot of aggregated information. You did some scraping. You looked at some film. Just a general overview. I kind of go back and forth with you here so that we don't have to do all the talking. But for folks still missing the boat on how good Myles Garrett is, he is a 2-time Defensive Player of the Year. Mind you, Aaron Donald is also a multi-time Defensive Player of the Year, and we love him for that. This man broke the NFL record not a long time ago, fucking last year, on a terrible Browns team that we love to talk trash about all the time. He is very bendy, he's explosive, and he's just a big-ass athlete. Josh didn't write that. I wrote that.
That's very analytical, but
but I did like that you actually included the bendy and explosive, because a lot of fans have been very accustomed to not just Aaron Donald, but Jared Verse's style, where it's like a lot of wrecking ball, a lot of just I'm bigger, I'm stronger than you. Myles Garrett can do that, but his nickname is the Flash for a reason. The dude should not be that fast as to how big he is. How fast is he? I mean, the numbers speak for themselves. Over the last 5 seasons, Josh put together that he's got 83 sacks. That's first in the NFL. 156 quarterback hits, also first. 107 tackles for loss, and 401 pressures, which is second in the NFL. Who was number 1 in that time? Do you know?
I think it was Micah Parsons.
Damn. So, I mean, makes sense. I thought he would have said J.J. Watt or T.J. Watt. That sucks for the AFC North, bro. They had Myles Garrett and T.J. Watt having to fight.
Yeah, Lamar Jackson was very happy.
Some NFC West QBs that
was
happy.
So funny. He was happy, but then he was also like, "But that guy Verse is not bad, man." It's like, it's like that's the thing too. Is I feel like this trade is getting talked about a lot. Of like that the Rams didn't give up a lot, and it's like, let's not pretend like Jared Verse isn't a massive giveaway. Man, that's tough, man. If there would have been multiple ones and Jared Verse, that would have been like, yo, what the heck, man? It's like the Verse is that's worth a lot, man. So they're gonna be all right.
Rams Rangers here using one of my old
dude, that's
business
hilarious
photos. You son of a bitch.
That's so funny, dude. It's so funny that it's like it's beyond laughter. I'm just appreciating it.
Wow, I wasn't sure if that was real or not.
That's one of my old professional headshots. That's hilarious. Anyways, moving on. Talk to us a little bit about this, because I myself I don't lean heavily into PFF. I don't know how much Joe does these days, but pass rush grade. I mean, take it away, man. What else are you seeing from the PFF analytics?
Yeah, I know like people have debated about whether or not PFF grades are relevant. But I think the fact that you place first 4 times in the last 6 years, that has to mean something, right? And PFF has a pretty intense analysis process that I've gotten to learn about. And so I don't think it's all or nothing, but I think we should definitely treat this with respect, and it shows his status as a player.
I do. How do you feel about PFF, Joe? I don't want to.
I think it's a really useful tool, because again, like we've talked about this a lot, Tuna, that like you're not going to be able to find one metric, one analysis style, or whatever to appropriately gauge and classify players and rank them. It's just not the case, because also you can get that like this guy can be the best player in the world, and then the next drive he just doesn't necessarily have it. So I mean, there's so much fluctuation too, and then so many good players. You know what I mean? So like there's sometimes where Myles, like if we're going back a few years or something like that, there's been weeks where Myles Garrett was the best defender in the NFL. And then the following week it was Aaron Donald. So to look at any kind of metric, it's kind of hard to do. There's a lot of different metrics out there. Obviously PFF is one of the more popular ones right now. I kind of try to intake a few of them and then kind of try to, almost average them out, for lack of a better term. But also, I mean, yeah, it's just the thing is that it's very difficult to just place a number onto somebody. We're trying to make real life NFL Madden. By giving rankings and stuff like that. And that's just simply not how humans work. So I know for myself, I use myself as an example a lot. It's like today, if you were to give me a rating at work, I was probably a good 60, but Tuesday, I feel like I was like an 85, so it's impossible to gauge.
What's your real life rating, Josh? When you're going to class, what are we? Are we in the 80s? Are we 70? Are we like a rookie and we're figuring it out?
I think it depends on the time of day, honestly.
Yeah.
If it's too early, I might be in the 60s.
Awareness is like a 40.
Yeah. Until 11 a.m. Right. I'm sub 50s, dude. I'm bad, man.
Yeah.
My new routine includes a prescription for Adderall. So 6 a.m. baby, we're 99 awareness.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, Kamal Govey says 67 with a 92 potential. I like that. He's got superstar traits. That's what elevates.
Yeah, dude, just need them dev traits.
Yeah,
good.
I'll take that. I'll take that any day.
With Myles Garrett stuff though, this is kind of like, it's silly to just. I don't think this surprises anyone. This is kind of like more just laying the context of how good he really has been, and it's because it's not just a flash in the pan. It's not just the last 2 years. This is just from the last 5 years, but his entire career. I think his first year he had under 10 sacks, but after that it's just constant double digits, just absolutely crushing it. And then this was the most interesting for me, like watching you send this over and then trying to create the graphic for this for you. When it comes down to how he's going to be utilized, I know recently Chris Shula had made the comment that like, hey, we're not going to try to take him out of his element because Jared Verse and Byron Young, they will stand up on the edge a lot. Myles Garrett is more of a hand into the dirt, that kind of guy. And we'll look at I have some screenshots from film to show fans, but with the 4-man rush, I'm assuming you think the Rams are definitely going to stick with that do you think they're going to blitz more? And we'll talk about that a little bit. But yeah, just the difference in EPA here, man. Walk us through what we're looking at.
Yeah, let's talk about it. And just for the fans that don't know what EPA is, I'll start with that. EPA stands for expected points added, and it's on a play-by-play basis. And so it's on the offensive side of it. So if you are an offense, you want positive EPA, you want to add points. And if you are defense, you want it to be negative. You don't want the offense scoring. So when we see negative EPA per play, that's probably a good thing for a defense. And so that's what we're seeing here. They're both top 5 when rushing with just 4 pass rushers, and both have great pressure and sack ratios. As you can see, they're also both top 5. But I think if anything, and it's hard to do it even more because the Rams use it the second most in the league, but with Myles Garrett, I think they can do even more 4-man rushes just because of his presence on the field and the amount of attention that he attracts. Instead of having 2 players, Myles Garrett is basically 2 players in one. So in that sort of way, that is able to occur. And we know that Chris Shula loves his dime, his nickel, and having as many defensive backs on the field. So I think that's kind of where we're going to be heading with Myles Garrett.
The part that confuses me, and so this is where I get confused by PFF a little bit. And I like, it doesn't, like, you could send me a glossary on like a step-by-step on how they actually do their thing. So like you see the EPA, the Browns were top 5, right? Based on those metrics. But then I go and look up like points. Obviously, like Joe said, not everything just means, hey, this metric means this. That means everything else has to be true according to this number. But then I look at the points they gave up throughout the season. Look, the scores like wildly different than how the Rams did throughout the season. And so that's where I get tripped up. Of like, fuck, how could their EPA be so good, top 5 in the NFL, but then they're just getting like their ass whipped constantly. And this is this call right here.
Yeah, and that's something to note is that was just for 4-man rushes, which might be on 3rd down. But if the offense doesn't even need to get to 3rd down, they're never even going to have 4-man rushes. And so maybe just on those instances they were good, but overall they were struggling in other areas, if that makes sense.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then also what EPA accounts for, it's an average. So if there's a lot of disruptive plays, like a turnover or a sack, those are going to downweigh the average. And so that might not reflect their entire performance, but it reflects how much chaos they're causing. And that's also why we look at success rate, which we'll talk about later, which is the percent of plays that are a positive EPA. So the lower success rate, the better. And that's a more well-rounded and doesn't necessarily talk about the outliers of the defense. Yeah.
Well, and I know, Tuna, you haven't been necessarily really high on the statistics specifically of EPA. That's one that I actually really like. I would say that I personally would give a little bit more credence to EPA than a PFF grade, but also, you know what, I'm actually, though, based on what I'm gonna Brady bunch this right now. Basically what he's saying though is that like I'm actually kind of curious to see what else does go into PFF in their grading system. But I've been a fan of EPA. There's a lot of things that you can look at where if you can obviously find outliers in there where it's like their EPA is way up here, but it's like that guy's not that good. Like there's no way. But then there's also, I feel like you can look at EPA and go down that list and like the guys that are at the highest, you can be like, yeah, those are the best players in the league. Like it feels like there's something to show with that. But again, that's why you got to include all of them, because different metrics are kind of weighing different things differently and all that stuff. But EPA has been one that I have enjoyed as far as trying to grade people. I know.
Yeah. And just one thing I want to say,
EPA is not from PFF, right?
Yeah.
Right.
No.
Correct. Okay.
Yeah. So let me just, can you hear me, right? We're all good.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry about that. But what I want to tell you about EPA is that it's completely objective. So there's no sort of subjectiveness to it. All EPA is doing is evaluating the success of a play. So in terms of the context of the play, if it's 3rd down and 7 and you get 8 yards, that's going to be much more valuable than on a 3rd and 25 and you get 8 yards. And so what people do is they attribute EPA to players, and it most often works with quarterbacks and wide receivers, anyone who receives the ball in their hand. But it's harder to give credit to someone else that doesn't have the ball in the hand, because there's 11 players on your team on any given play. And so it's like, how do we determine the success of this play? How do we reward it to it? It's obviously very easy to give it to the wide receiver catching the ball. But if they really just caught a screen and it was wide open because the lineman blocked, how much are they responsible for that? And that's what PFF tries to do. And that's where the subjectiveness comes into it. They have a rubric where they're assigning players responsibilities and how often are they over exceeding their expectation, or at least what they deem their expectation to be.
Muad'Dib is one of our regulars. He's got some banger comments today. First of all, Josh, are you concerned about Garrett's back? He had to carry the Browns the last decade.
Dude, he won't be carrying. He doesn't need to carry anymore, thankfully.
And then, EPA, Environmental Protection Agency. That is, I'm not gonna lie, I think it's my age. I think of that every single time somebody says EPA. I'm like, my brain is like the monkey with the symbols, just going like this the whole time.
See, my brain is so football that if you say anything that's football adjacent, I just feel like it's the football version of it. We
get it. You're
I see
cool,
both sides of
tough
it.
Guy.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
My brain is a football. Yours is the monkey. Mine is
yours is just a fucking football shaped brain. All right.
Dude, I just got a Duke up here, bro. Awesome.
I don't think that's good, bro.
There's a lot of people looking into this condition. They're taking it very serious.
But rounding this out, besides the EPA, the pressures or sacks. That's what I do want to hear from you is, hey, how good Myles is at converting pressures to sacks, because for 2 years, Rams fans had to I don't want to say make excuses for it, but really understand the context around Jared Verse. Like, hey, the guy is so good at getting pressures, but for whatever reason, whether it was a speed thing, whatever it was a skill set thing, just he wasn't finishing. The first year was just missed tackles. He was just missing tackles in the back. The whole defense kind of was, for a good point there. But Myles Garrett obviously adding that element as well with the pressures, both top 5. Anything more you want to add on to with the pressure sack rate, about 34%?
Yeah. And I actually just watched his sacks, and what you'll notice is that a lot of the times I believe that a Rams player could get to where he did, but the converting, I think that some of our players struggled with, and I don't think that'll be a problem for Myles at all.
Yeah, I think, but the difference really is, and I've talked about this a lot with a lot of different Rams players, and I'm thinking going back to like guys like Tavon Austin and stuff like that, which was like the potential is there, but eventually that potential has to translate into production. Like you can't make your money on potential your whole career. You have to turn that corner and turn it into production. And it felt like with this move specifically, the Rams know how good Jared Verse is. They didn't even want to get rid of him. But the potential's there. The potential's there to be one of the best defenders in the NFL. Myles Garrett, though, the production is there. He is one of the best defenders in the NFL, if not the. And I know that there's an argument right now going on, just specifically today, with a dude in Tennessee getting a big old fat payday. Them talking about him being the best defensive player in the league right now, but Myles Garrett is absolutely in there, and I think that was the purpose of the trade. It's like we know what he can be, or at least we feel like we know what he can be in Jared Verse. It's like, but this guy's already there. We know he's there. He's not going to like fall back into like, oh, I wonder how good Myles Garrett can be kind of thing. It's like, we know he's a badass.
Dude. And then what up, Rams House is in the chat. What is up, Rams House? Always good to see you, brother. For those of you joining us late, we do have Joshio's tweets with us. We're just in the middle of going over some Myles Garrett and defensive metrics with the stats wizard himself. And this is where it gets dense, and this is where it gets real deep, like if you're a big film nerd like myself and Sheriff Joe Bags. But can't show real film, but we got screenshots. We got screen grabs. And a lot of this is going to be just straight copy paste from your report because I can't word it better than him. Myles Garrett is positioned extremely wide most of the tape on his all 22. He didn't show up at first in the end zone view. Takes a wide 9 approach where he just, as this one screen grab doesn't even do it justice. The next one you guys will see. 81% of the time he was right side of the defense. 9 technique compared to versus 65% as a right side 9 tech. Both Verse and Garrett were primarily rushing on the right side, so it fits scheme. Expect Myles Garrett to be moved around the line. From initial tape watch, there were often defensive schemes to get him open. Specifically saw loaded fronts and stunts in my watch. And we talked about that off camera a little bit on the phone. Josh, ooh, where'd this go? Wrong thing. There it goes. Where you're watching it and you're noticing you won't even have hands down here. The next guy is lined up over the center, and you just got 3 gaps just completely open. They're like, nope, Myles Garrett, you go way over there. You make them look that way. 3 or 4 guys are going to come this way. And that is
Garrett. That's what we'll call him.
Try gap, baby. Talk to us a little bit about this, Josh.
Yeah, so when I was watching the film, I would open up the end zone view, and I'm like, where's Myles Garrett? He's off. He's off the screen. He is so wide, but the reason why he can do that is because he can bend. And so a lot of the times when Myles is chipped, and we'll talk about chipping later, he just cuts inside, and the chip tight end didn't even touch him. So he's just really talented in that manner. But again, the loaded front, I've never seen that more made specifically for one man, Myles Garrett. And for the Rams, you could put Byron Young, Braden Fisk, Kobe Turner on one side, a couple gaps, put Myles Garrett, boom. Now you can't double Myles Garrett because, well, if you do, that your other side's about to get crushed. And so that's going to happen. And Chris Shula, more than anyone, more than Raheem Morris or any pass defense coordinator, likes to move people around. And so I think we're going to see that with Myles Garrett. And I already saw it in the Browns. I just think it's going to happen even more. And I think they're going to keep him comfortable, but I think they're going to expose him to ways where he can be put in isolation. And I don't think he'll complain about that at all.
Quick question about the bend there. Do you think we've had either, this is a question for either of you or and the chat, is have we had anybody that can bend as well as Garrett since Robert Quinn?
The closest was Leonard Floyd, just because of his build.
Yeah,
like he would do it, just not as consistently. And he was, correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't he playing at like 240 for a while too?
Has he been that big?
I don't know. I don't think he was like the biggest
guy.
He
always seemed a little thin to me. So
yeah,
but yeah, I just remember Robert Quinn being like damn near horizontal sometimes, like his legs going like damn near horizontal, and he's just using that force on the tackle there. He would get shoved out sometimes. Sometimes he would lose an edge there on his cleats, but
yeah,
his bend was great.
Yeah.
Oh, Von Miller is a great answer there from Rams House. That's a solid answer there. Yeah, he had just an older version of it though, so he wasn't as bendy. But yeah, Quinn, I just remember that bend like crazy.
It's that ankle flexation. Like that thing, it makes no sense how that ankle can just be at like a 90-degree angle and stay intact. I don't understand that at all.
While you're getting shoved by a human being that can bench like 400 pounds. That's crazy.
Yeah, Ray, I too forget. Like I'll if I had to write a recap of 2021, I probably would forget Von Miller's inclusion.
Weddle's the one I always space on.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
He existed for a few weeks. But yeah, no, I like this screenshot. Like this screen grab is stupid, bro. Like this is almost 5 whole yards between.
He's playing
like,
nickel. What is he doing?
Like this is the tight end here. He's lined outside the tight end by 2 or 3 yards. So by the time
awesome.
So from a player perspective, if you're this guy or this guy, the Browns are obviously, kind of peppering the line here normally. But even if they go no defender, and just finally a defender over kind of what Josh was talking about with an overload on the opposite side of Myles Garrett, what's cool is he's such a fucking athletic freak that they're still going to double team him here, at least chip him with a tight end, double team him here. This guard is still going to be panicking and worrying about helping out, that you're going to have 3 guys worried about 4 on the other side all the time. I cannot wait for this shit. But yeah, continuing, I'll read this for you, Josh. Myles Garrett's position extremely wide most of the tape in all 22. He didn't was this the same thing?
Yeah, same
thing. I just use a different I just use a different screenshot
which is good.
Yeah. Pretty crazy. But yeah, anything else that you were seeing from the film in regards to like tendency or what kind of popped out for you?
Yeah, I just think you're going to see Myles Garrett with a more variety of pass rush moves. I think Jared Verse was known for his bull rush. He was pretty dang good at it. And I'm sure I could name 5 instances where people were like, wow, that guy just got bulldozed by Jared Verse. But the problem with bull rushing is that it is intended to disrupt the pocket, but just on how your leverage is against that lineman, it's going to be hard to actually get to the quarterback with a bull rush because, if he falls down, well, now he's in front of you and he's stopping your path to the quarterback. And so, of course, Myles Garrett, he does bull rush. I've seen that, but he has other moves. He's going to have the swim move and he's going to have those skill set to succeed in this defense.
Yeah, you even mentioned the comparisons. You had two good little tidbits here. Jared Verse was drafted. There was a tweet about the fastest 40 time by anyone at the combine with 33-inch plus arms and 30 plus bench reps in the last 10 years. 1 and 2, Myles Garrett and Jared Verse. So that's pretty interesting there, I thought. And then he has the highest pass rush win rate, Myles Garrett, among defenders with at least 1,000 pass rushing snaps during his career at 21.8%, meaning more than a fifth.
Dude, 1 of 5.
I mean, he's winning that one-on-one.
Dang, man, that's crazy. You guys get it. It's 1 out of 5. That's nuts, bro.
Yeah, that means on a 10-play drive, you're guaranteed 2 of those.
Yeah,
Myles Garrett's got you on your ass, and your quarterback's probably in the dirt or afraid of it. Is that? Are we reading that correctly, Josh? Is that what we're seeing here?
Yeah. And also, one thing I want to say about Verse is that I think you talked about it. He's going to develop the skills that Myles Garrett had. Maybe he won't be as good as him, but he's going to be pretty good. And it's just 2 different timelines that these 2 teams are going on. But it says a lot that the Rams didn't want to give up Jared Verse. They did it anyways, but there was some hesitancy.
Can you imagine? Okay, so all this said, we forget about that the Rams were psychos and tried keeping Jared Verse too.
That's so awesome, dude. Could you imagine keeping Verse and then also get this Aaron Donald conversation stirred up? It's like, dude, sorry about your quarterbacks, man. My condolence. R.I.P., man. They're all gone.
If they kept Verse and AD came back, if that all happened, I would start a petition that we overpaid Matthew Stafford because that motherfucker could show up for only 8 games. We don't even need an offense at that point. Just play defense.
Score 3 points a game, bro. You're good. If I was Jacoby Brissett in Arizona, I'd be holding out for more money too, man. This is unfair.
The oh my God, Geno Smith.
Dude, that's
clip.
one of my favorites.
I don't know if you remember.
Dude, I think Rams Ranger, I think, is right, though. It says, like, we should see a different version of Jared Verse this year. I think that's right. Because I think that also he's just kind of like, I think he's a little bit mad, too, that, like, this happened. So I think he's sitting in there like, I'll show you who you just traded away. Like, absolutely. I think that's exactly where his mindset's at. So I do think we're going to see a pretty badass Jared Verse. And that's the problem. I guess one of the problems with like the fan base reaction is it's going to be one of those things where we see Jared Verse absolutely destroying people up in the AFC North, but it's going to be that here too. You know what I mean? Like, and so I think that he's going to make plays and people are like, see, we shouldn't have gotten rid of him. And then it's like, yeah, but turn your attention to the Rams game. Myles Garrett has 4 sacks today. You know, it's going to be one of those where it's like, hey, we did okay. You know, they're both going to be good players for their teams.
Oh, it's going to be, dude, you already know what's going to happen. There's going to be a week the Rams win like 31-15. Yeah. And like the Myles Garrett didn't have to do anything because the game was in hand, and Jared Verse had like 3 sacks, and everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, what did we even trade for? We should just keep Verse." Like someone's gonna say that.
Exactly. Yeah.
I can't with Rams Rangers fucking profile photo, bro. I keep thinking someone's so commenting as me. I keep thinking it's me. I'm like, I didn't say that.
I love it.
I hate this. I hate this so much.
He is doing Pilates now. Dang.
He started this offseason.
I noticed good because I was a little bit annoyed at his response at that last year when they asked him, they were like, "Are you going to be doing like?" Because Byron Young talked about doing Pilates. When they asked Jared Verse, he was like, "It was like, dude, come on!" Like,
I think so. I know he catches some flack. I give him all the flack in the world for that post game conference still, for the championship game. But with stuff like this, I think it's not that he's not taking it seriously. I think he's such a playful person that I think he's always got it on like the Joker shit on but he needs to figure out like, hey, there's some things that some fans do want you to like say yes.
I don't think that's what it was. I think that
yes,
he was being macho man, being like, "No, dude, I don't do Pilates. No, I don't need that. So? I'm good, man." I think that that's what it was. I think that he was being too a little bit machismo in there. You know what I mean? So,
you doing Pilates, Josh? You got Pilates down there in Florida, bro?
Dude, I need to be more flexible, its way out there, bro. It's here, but I guess I'm not participating yet.
You need to get in there, but you need to get in some yoga classes. But stand up, touch your toes right now. Show us. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, PFF rates him as the most valuable edge defender in football with their stat wins above replacement. What the fuck does that mean?
I mean, it's pretty simple. If it's like, I put this guy on your team, how many wins will he add? And so it's saying probably more likely than not, you would win an extra game if you round up.
Jared Verse being 8th, though. Pretty good. Pretty solid.
Yeah.
Good for him. This one, bringing a little bit of the Aaron Donald stuff in here. Just kind of burn through this. Myles Garrett simply has gravitas on the field. I like that. I like college level words. That makes me feel smart. Thank you for including that.
Of course.
What's so funny, Joe?
It's just I don't know.
Oh man,
nothing. Just keep going.
Teams chip and double team Myles Garrett at a rate that no Rams player has seen since Aaron Donald. The fact he was doing that from the interior is very stupid too. I hate that. Myles Garrett was chipped on 30% of his pass rush snaps and still posted a 23% pressure rate despite that. Jesus fucking Christ. From film review, he sometimes takes an inside move that is extremely fast to avoid the contact with the tight end and running back altogether. That's where you do start seeing the Euro step, where he feigns outside, goes inside as well. Yes. In the last 2 years, he has 48 pressures while facing chip blocks. Fucking monster. It becomes an increasing trend, so it's good the Rams will have someone who can counter it. Arizona tight end Trey McBride set more than 110 chips this year. Well, he's going to get a face load of Myles Garrett this year. Is he the best fighting through double teams? Is that basically what we're saying? Like, it doesn't matter if you chip them. Like, just you're delaying the inevitable, what it seems like.
Yeah, I would say he's one of the best. And it's a little different from Aaron Donald just because of where he actually plays on the line. You know, Aaron Donald was right in the interior. So, you know, the center and the left guard might help him out there. But, you know, on the edge and how wide he is, you know, there's no one to the left of the tackle. So they put the tight end there or the running back. And so that's what you're going to see most often. And that's when I was watching film. That's what they had. They had the running back or tight end to the left of the tackle and would chip him and then release on a route or just stay there and help the tackle entirely. And it's different, but in a way, it's still a numbers game. And so you're having 2 people focus on Myles, or even 3 sometimes. And so that means that someone else's job is going to be easier on the defense. You're going to have to cover one less player or whatever it might be, but just his influence, even if he doesn't make a play on that chip, he's still there occupying somebody else. And that's what I think is really fascinating about it. Not to mention the fact that he can still get sacks, getting chipped, double teamed, triple teamed.
Mm-hmm.
He still gets the sacks. But even if he didn't, just his value, his influence on the field is worth it and might open up for someone else like Byron Young or Kobe Turner to get a sack.
Joe, from a because I know you're really good at narrating, like, hey, this is what these numbers mean, like what we'll see on Sunday, like this is what it actually plays out as. So when you see this kind of stuff, like the numbers changing, the impact of Myles Garrett, like what does that translate to on the field Sundays watching through a TV screen? Like how would you like kind of dictate that for the chat?
Do you mind kind of clarifying your question?
So we're throwing a lot of numbers at chat with the 23% pressure rate and hey, he's going to get chipped a bunch. And what does that actually like? What does that translate for what they're going to see on Sundays? Like in my mind, the first thing that comes like for me is off from an offensive perspective is I can't run certain things against the Rams now. I might be able to do them if Jared Verse is out there because we saw it last year. Hey, if I just hold up for 2 seconds, the short game might work. Myles Garrett, that doesn't sound like that works anymore. I no longer can run plays where my running back is on the opposite side of Myles Garrett. He always has to be here. And so apart from the numbers of the pressure and the time to sack, you're fucking with opposing teams' game planning where they can't run parts of their playbook. So that's the first thing that comes to me, that you're expecting to see like shittier run versions of some offenses because they're kind of whittling it down because of the Myles Garrett effect. So I didn't know if you had a similar like train of thought just from seeing all these numbers.
Yeah, I think that the biggest translator to me is that you can see it on screen when you're watching, and even in person if you're at the stadium. I mean, you can see it's just attention. It's that's the biggest thing, is that you can see a team focusing on a defender and trying to create plays to go away from them. You'll see a lot of checks because they want to line up and then see where he's at on the field, and then be like, crap, we're going to run right into him. Let's, we're going to kill or something like that. And so you'll see that it's just attention. And then I think that one of the biggest things that we won't see, that we do not see, is instead of having, all your meetings be very, scheduled and coordinated and stuff like that, we just took one of those offensive meetings and made it about one player. For every single opponent that the Rams play, they now have to be sitting down with their quarterback and their offensive line, their running backs, tight ends, and be like, this guy is who you need to watch for. Like, do not let this guy, I'll go back to Chuck Pagano talking about Robert Quinn, of like, do not let Quinn wreck the game. And then he did. But it's just one of those things where it's like, it's the meeting room is, now you have a whole topic. There's slides, multiple slides up there that are all about Myles Garrett and how to not let him destroy your entire game plan.
Showing this shit.
Is that he does still. He still will, because he is just that physically talented over other incredibly talented athletes. But yeah, it'll be very obvious to see when the teams line up, the offense comes up and they get set, and then all of a sudden tight ends motioning to the side of the cares or running backs flipping over to the other side of the quarterback and stuff like that. That's just going to be a thing. It's going to be just attention. And when those percentages are that high of win rates, I mean, you'll see it. And then you'll see it fail too, which is crazy. You'll see a tight end and a running back on that side and him still blow them up and then get to the quarterback. So it's awesome.
I can't wait for the first one that we're assuming. Like, there's going to come one early in the season where they're trying to motion shit, and then Myles Garrett slides over, more moving.
I need that so bad.
And then you just see you just see the quarterback just go, all right, time out. All right, never mind.
Yes, man. Yeah, I'm fired up about that aspect of it, of just because I Josh said it there, of like when that much attention is going to one player. And I think that we saw this specifically with guys like Leonard Floyd in those years with Aaron Donald, is it when the attention's there. I mean, lucky Byron, because he's not a bad player by any means, but now he's got an absolute maniac on the other side. So it's one of those situations where, I mean, there's going to be all this attention set up over here. Now we got a one-on-one with BY and a right tackle, which he can win as well. And I don't know if we have specific numbers on BY versus one-on-ones or anything like that. I don't want to put it. I'm not trying to throw up stats that'll be like, you're on the spot, I need you to find this number for me, But that kind of thing is going to be very beneficial for this defense. I think that the beneficiaries of Myles Garrett showing up to the Rams defense is all other 10 dudes out on the field. So good stuff.
Yeah, he the rest of Josh's stats are actually about that. What is up, by the way? Jackpot's in here. Don't act like I didn't see you. But he got some smoke for you, by the way. Josh, he does say, hope that's not a Gator sweater. Go Trojans, fight on.
Yeah, I am a Gator, so attending the University of Florida, but still a Rams fan. So
name all the Florida Gators that have played for the Rams.
You're a Gator fan. Name every Gator.
Janoris Jenkins, come on, we got one.
Name every species of Gator, bro. So numbers, game. I mean, kind of what exactly what Joe was talking about. Myles Garrett last season was double teamed 59% of the time. This is funny to me reading. The reason I'm laughing is because I'm keeping in mind his win rate, and he had 23 sacks last year, getting double teamed 2 out of 3 times.
You're telling me almost 1 of every 10 snaps, there's 3 dudes on him?
Yes. 8.2% of the time he's getting triple teamed.
So you got 3 guys on one guy. One guy's holding the ball, so he's obviously not blocking anybody. It's like your numbers are on our side, man.
Figure it out. Teams are simply going to run more 6-man protections against Myles Garrett. There are 5 skill players eligible. Yeah, it's exactly what you're saying. There's 5 skill players eligible to run a route in any given play. When teams face the Browns defense, they only sent all 5 skill players on a route 62% of the time. 4th lowest in the league. That's funny as fuck. That's funny,
bro. Let's get it.
This, I don't know if you intended it to be, Josh. I don't think so, but these numbers are actually funny. Fucking goofy, bro. This guy, and I pulled him up purposely because I thought this one, and we got one more after this, and we're kind of done with the stats. The Rams do want to live in nickel and dime. It's why they brought in these cats from Kansas City that are going to fit perfectly with Shula's defense. Myles Garrett is an overwhelming presence in the run game, allowing for a light box to be prioritized. That's the part that never gets talked about, is that he is a just do everything edge rusher. 17 run stuffs from the edge alignment last year, which was 2nd in the league. 33 tackles for loss in general, which was 1st in the league. That was most in a single season since 2000.
Yes.
Jesus. And then JSN, when facing a base defense, averaged 5.5 yards round per route. That was 2 times better compared to his performance against nickel and dime. Gents,
what are those same exact numbers on Puka?
It's the same. It's the same thing, and I can show you guys that another time. But when you face the base defense, you're talking about less defensive backs on the field. It's just outnumbered simply by the numbers, and so someone like Myles Garrett allows you to play with more defensive backs on the field, allows you to play press coverage because the quarterback doesn't have all day to throw. They're on a clock. And, Myles Garrett kind of speeds up that clock. And I have something about that later. But ultimately, you want as many defensive backs on the field.
Yeah, as you guys can see, as we round it out with the last slide that Josh has provided for us, reminder to follow him on Josh Yo's tweets on Twitter. But he is just a wealth of knowledge, especially in season as things are going. He rattles his stuff off quick like a machine gun, man. Myles, get off speed. Quarterbacks have an internal clock for throwing the ball. The average get off time, 0.7 seconds, which was 1st. Rams edge rushers recorded an average get off of 0.96 seconds, 2nd worst in the league. I did not know that.
Interesting.
Didn't feel like that. Yeah. Myles Garrett had 31 quick pressures, which is pressures within 2.5 seconds of any snap. 11 out of 13 quarterbacks that face Myles Garrett threw the ball quicker than average when facing him. 8 of them threw an on average 0.1 seconds faster. That's awesome. Pairs well with new CB free agency, McDuffie and Watson, and Chiefs ran press coverage 46% of the time last year. That on all the numbers and everything, that is what I'm more excited about, just to see more press coverage. Like I'm tired of the soft zone. I hate watching it. Maybe it's just maybe I'm just being kind of a bitch about it and just complaining. But I like when there's press coverage. I like when there's more of that happening.
I remember being so mad all the time when mainly when Raheem Morris was here, but we've seen a lot of the same issues continue where it'd be like 3rd and 2 and we're 7 yards off the ball. It was like,
fuck,
get up there, man. Like, can we play these guys? Like, and it's like quick slant, 1st down. And it's like, yeah, duh, obviously, dude. It's like I'm drinking beers in Colorado and I can see it, but Raheem Morris is right there on the sideline and isn't adjusting. What the hell's going on here, man? So yeah, the press coverage is something I think is going to help immediately. Even if the transition of Myles Garrett doesn't happen, I think that the hopeful introduction of more press coverage for this season, I think immediately just makes the Rams defense just that much more crazy. So.
Yeah, even Drizzy's laughing at it. Yeah, Ray said, "Let's get aggressive." This is all phenomenal work. Do you have anything more to add on this, Josh?
Yeah, and let's talk about that too, because the Rams' notorious bend don't break defense, we kind of saw it last year too. And when you look at the time of possession for the Rams, a lot of the times they were winning games where they had the ball for 20 minutes of the game. And so that's just really not a good look, because when your defense is out there 40 minutes of the game, they're going to get tired. And I think Myles Garrett just changes the equation. And I looked at the 13 quarterbacks that were eligible and that played him. And when they did play Myles Garrett, 11 of them threw the ball faster. And this is what allows you to get out of the soft zone coverage, is that you can actually play press coverage because there's a clock ticking in this quarterback's head that I need to get the ball out. And we just didn't really have that at this level before. And then in addition to Myles Garrett, you add Trent McDuffie, you add Jalen Watson, who can actually play press coverage. And then you're reaping the benefits of their work because you have a clock ticking in that quarterback's head. Without the clock ticking, the quarterback can just sit there and wait for the receiver to eventually beat the press coverage, because, it's not necessarily inclined to be working after 3 seconds.
Yeah.
But you can't do that with Myles Garrett. That's just not going to happen. And that just changes how an offense is going to plan for things. They're not going to treat Myles Garrett as any other player. And I just think that is something we haven't seen since Aaron Donald.
Sir, you absolutely fucking crushed it for us today. Thank you. I think everybody say thank you to Josh. You get a little one of these.
Thank you, Josh. Oh, that was quick.
Yeah, that was. I don't know why that went so quick. What's the other one? Let's see. That one's like uncomfortable, like a little bit too long. What is?
No, I kind of like it actually.
Oh,
You're allowed to talk over those. You don't have to just shut up the whole time.
Nope. I want everybody to hear every clap. I want to hear the breaths of the fake fans there. But Josh, great work, everyone.
Thank you.
Make sure you follow him at Joshio's tweets. I think we could put it. Should we put it at the bottom here? How do we do that?
Put it at the bottom.
There we go.
Do you want me to do it?
Joshio's.
Oh, okay. You got it.
I got it.
Okay.
Bam. And it's going to scroll across like bam. Bam. Hey, there we go.
Oh, look at how, dude, we're top tier, bro.
That's elite.
Or something.
Elite work, boys.
Yeah, give Joshio's tweets a follow. Obviously he's here because we fuck with him. He's part of the family, part of the Ramley. Thank you, Josh. Appreciate you, man.
Thank you, man. And
now for Act 2, it's time. Joe, we drafted players. We're getting ready to talk 10 names. Rams fans should be talking a little bit more, because these motherfuckers might have a really damn dope year and do some really cool shit in 2026. They're gonna bust 2026 wide open. That's the way I'm narrating in my head. Joe, you've been missing. You get first dibs. Which one of your first players are you gonna yap about first, man?
Dude, give me the one that was my first choice, was the winner of your poll that you put up on Twitter.
Oh, yeah.
About who are we most excited about, man?
Yeah.
Give me the real TD, Tyler Davis, bro.
Look at this.
Oh.
This fella.
Look
at him.
Is dope, man. Flyer. All right. Hell yeah.
I just saw it there and I used it.
Tyler Davis entering year 3. Obviously, he could be, I would consider, probably the most underrated pass rusher that the Rams have this year. We have some really good guys on our squad this year, but for 2026 specifically, I think that he's probably going to be the most underrated. Well, my advice to you is watch him off of the line. Watch his first move off the line. He's quick off the line, and his first move is rather impressive. He's really good with his hands. He gets hands off of him, which is helpful to get to the quarterback, obviously. Absolutely incredible off the line. He was the first true freshman to start a season opener at Clemson, so I think he kind of was already showing up. People kind of already knew that he was good. He's only gotten better every single game. He hasn't missed any games due to injury. He did only come away with the 1 sack last year, and hard to think that, Myles Garrett's not going to steal some of those numbers, but who knows if that whole team number can rise, and Tyler Davis can certainly get in there. But not only does the Rams starting front come with some absolute power, but I think that the depth is where the real money is going to be made this year, where attention maybe, like I said, when Myles Garrett's out there, some other guys are kind of focusing in on that. But when, hey, he needs to take a breather out here, that offense might be like, okay, cool, we can take a rep off maybe, and not the case, because the depth is absolutely there with guys like Tyler Davis. Preseason is going to be an awesome opportunity to put eyes on Tyler Davis and what his 2026 could really look like. But it's a loaded room, obviously. We have some rumors also of some other guys maybe returning, so that would obviously impact these, feelings a touch as well. But again, his incredible first move off the line, he's relentless after the pass rusher. I think that Tyler Davis is in for a big year.
Well said. And he really isn't, like, I think even last year in his rookie year, like, nobody really talked about him like too often. Like, he'd get kind of mentioned here and there if he made like a splash play or like a nice little tackle, but his role is primary. He's backing up Kobe, if I'm not mistaken, and he was in for a lot of like run stopping downs and just kind of like, relief, because obviously you're not starting over Kobe Turner. Is his strength more in the pass rush or in the run stop right now at this point in his career?
Personally, I would say it's his pass rush. I think that he's just really good at that relentless effort of getting after the quarterback. And I'm excited to see him out there when Myles Garrett's out there as well. So, getting him in there with these other guys, because a lot of attention is going to go there. And I think that they're going to screw up by not giving the appropriate attention to a guy like TD, because I think that he's going to have a phenomenal year. I think this is the year we kind of see his jump from like, yeah, he's a good player, we've had him on here, he's a good rotational guy, into like, holy crap, this guy might actually be pretty sick. So that's kind of how I'm feeling about Tyler Davis going into this year. And I think that the fans tend to agree. Like I said, he was the winner of the fan poll that you put up of
like, I couldn't believe that
to break out. So
you find that actually, I was very surprised by that.
I wasn't. I'll be honest, I was not.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
No, Tyler Davis is sick. And ball knowers, people who have met Ball and have gone bowling with Ball a time or two, they know that Tyler Davis is the man.
I'm going to put you in timeout here in a second.
That was a good one. That was subtle.
Yeah, we finished with 94 votes. Seems like Twitter really liked questions like this. I like them as well. Kind of just going through some of the names. Kind of spoiler, these are some of the names included. But the 4 that we picked for the poll: Tyler Davis, Steve Avila, Emmanuel Forbes, and Tank McCullough. Pretty close in the middle there, but Tyler Davis eked it out. I'm very impressed with the Rams community. I think that's very impressive. I think that's awesome. Be real.
Met Ball, man. They went on a camping trip with Ball back in 2006.
Yeah, but they haven't really texted too much since then sometimes. So
they still know each other though,
they check in every once in a while.
Yeah.
Our fans.
You don't walk by, they don't walk by Ball in like a Walmart and then like not say anything. They're like, yo, what up? Like, and then they like chat for a minute,
Anyways, that's Joe's first name is Tyler Davis. 1 down, 9 to go. My first one, I was going to start with my first overall pick, but I'll go big for big. and I'll match it, but it's on the opposite side of the team. It's on the offense. And I think this guy, he's already a fan favorite, so it's not saying he's gonna be good this year. I think he is due for, and it is critical to the Rams' success this season if Steve Avila has an All-Pro or a Pro Bowl level year. I want to see him make that jump from consistent starter, fan favorite. Like if you know ball, you watch his tape and you know, hey, Steve Avila is a good player for this team. I think his consistency, his health is a big thing for me. And I know that a lot of that is kind of luck. You can't control if he gets stepped on, you got a rolled ankle at the same time as Kevin Dotson. I'm aware of that. But if it happens every year where you're missing multiple games, that shit matters when it comes down to extensions. Like whether you like it or not, or it's fair or not, that stuff does get used against you in your career. So far, that kind of has happened for Steve Avila the last 2 years. I think he's missed a total of 10 games over the last 2 years. Always going to seem to be like right in the middle of the season as well. But it's going to be really critical. And then not to mention the stuff with Alaric Jackson to his left side, but that shit matters. Doesn't matter how good the replacement could be if there is one needed. I'm off topic here. Who is that you, Josh? I'm freaking out right now. Is that the noise I'm hearing?
What happened?
I think someone's tapping their foot on and the mic's picking it up or something.
Oh, really?
Unless it's
I
me.
hope it's not me.
Yeah. Maybe I'm hearing things. Anyways, so Steve Avila. It doesn't matter if they bring in Taylor Decker, just having any sort of disruption on the left side. Like we saw it on the right side a bunch with the tackle swapping out 2 years ago with the center swapping out. Anytime it's a lot of fucking disruption, the rest of the guys get impacted. And so it's going to be really critical for Steve to be able to withstand potential changes at the left tackle and really be one of those foundation pieces. The same way we look at Kevin Dotson, or Kevin Dotson feels like the heart and soul of this offensive line, that left side needs it too. If the goal is to be the number one seed, you need your core favorite guys to be all fucking pro level. And I think Steve is in a prime position coming up on, he's due for an extension soon. Time is now or never. Like, and this is not a like, we better see it, Steve, or you're off the team. No, man, like dude's a fan favorite for a reason. He loves being here. Like the Rams love this guy as well. And I think he's just in a great position. He's got Stafford's trust. I think at camp, I'm going to be eyes on of Steve and just watching him potentially dominating. Like I think he does it this year. So
that's good.
So yeah, man. How do you feel about our first 2 picks, Josh?
I like the big man direction we're going. And yeah, Tyler Davis, I think in the run game, I would love for him to step up just because, and I don't have the numbers memorized, but I know for a fact that when Poona Ford is not on the field, the Rams run defense gets significantly worse. So to have someone of his caliber or close to it, maybe in Tyler Davis stepping up, maybe we can replace that or at least augment it in that sort of way.
Nice. For sure. All right, moving on. Who's your second pick, Joe? Who we got, dog?
Man, give me. He actually got last place in the fan vote that you had just shared. But give me Tank, bro. Give me Tank.
You want some Tank action, bro? I got a nice little new OTA photo,
bro,
there for you. Look at
Tank. Tank Rockin' 2 also is absolutely fire. But yeah, my second pick here, Jalen McCullough. Tank McCullough. Absolutely awesome, man. So he's obviously a depth player in the secondary, but when he plays, you can feel it. You can feel his presence out there, man. Undrafted guy entering 3rd season, also has not missed any time due to injury. Surprise, surprise. He's in a loaded position group. That's all of them for the Rams. So it's hard to keep saying that, I suppose, but loaded position group, but he is going to get plenty of reps. I think that overall the safeties we do see a fair amount of rotation there. Maybe somebody has some more numbers on that aspect of it, but it feels like that we see a lot of the depth pieces in the back end of the secondary there. Every so often Tank makes a play that you can absolutely, it just rumbles an entire stadium, whether that's pick 6 against Jordan Love at SoFi, fire times. That was absolutely awesome. Or just absolutely destroying the soul of Jalen Hurts last year. That was one of my favorite plays of the whole season, man. I got to be honest. That was super cool. But while the Rams do have a number of plays that safeties that can make plenty of awesome plays, obviously, I think that Tank is one of those guys that, like I said, you can feel him when he's out on the field. You can feel that presence. There's something about what he brings, his energy to the field, that you can just absolutely taste it, man. He's a superstar, I think, in the waiting, trying to wiggle his way into being a full-time kind of guy. You see it when you watch, go watch the replay of him blasting Hurts, and just, I think that Hurts' soul stayed in one spot for a little while and then had to catch back up to him on the ground. That's how hard he got hit there. But go back and watch that play, man, and just look at the eyes. Look at the eyes of Jalen after he makes that play. It's like, dude, he stands up, and the way he kind of just gets up and does just a little shoulder roll, dude, it was like, this guy's a maniac, man. Like, this is not safe for anybody. It's like, put your kids away. They can't even watch this anymore, man. This guy's a maniac. So I absolutely love it, man. I think that Jalen McCullough is going to be quite the firepower this year, and I don't think anybody's really talking about him.
Was it this? This is what he did.
Yes, dude. That's so funny, man. Yeah.
You had that ready, man.
It was so funny too, watching
I found it real fast.
Watching that one unfold, man, where it's like, where you see him come on the blitz and it's like, oh, I don't think he sees him. And then it's just boom. And it's like, oh, he didn't see him. Oh my God. I was like, I'm in the bar, like obviously like a few beers deep, and I'm running around like, that was brutal, man. But that like I said, that pick six he had against Jordan Love's first ever career pick six thrown to Tank at SoFi Stadium. Absolutely good times, man. But yeah, I think that he brings something, man. It's hard to describe. It's kind of just an energy when he's out on the field. You can just tell, man. You can tell when he's out there.
I like Tank a lot. Easily the dopest nickname on a team too, like Tank. Yeah. Wasn't that because he was just a big baby?
I think that you're right. I think that's where it did come from. I think
so. Yeah, going on to
Ray. Hold on, real fast. I want to mention Ray saying that Tank kind of reminds him of Rodney McLeod. I actually kind of love that comp.
Ooh, that's a good one. I just used that name recently.
And we play the Broncos this year, so maybe they have a wide receiver that will get absolutely murdered. It's one of my all-time favorite plays, by the way. Seeing Emmanuel Sanders just freaking banned, bro.
People hate on that. They hate on that play, but like, goddamn, man, he's
shoulder to shoulder, man. That was clean.
Yeah.
That was shoulder to shoulder, man. My favorite.
But you know how people are when it's like a gross hit. You know how people are.
My favorite part of that is because there was 2 penalties on the play that the ref throws his hat and it lands on Emmanuel Sanders. That's my favorite part of that.
Did it really?
Yeah, it's so funny. He goes up and grabs it and pulls it off of him and throws it. It's like, dude, he just died at Edward Jones Dome and you're just throwing your hat at him, man. Like, what the hell, man? It was rude. It's cool.
I love that. You know what? I'm gonna keep it in the secondary too. This name, I chose some battles with my 5. 2 of these names on here, I have to go to bat for, because a majority of the fan base, frankly, on this guy, I think they're already out on. I got some good friends. I'm looking at you, Ra, who is not hearing it. He's done, and I get it, but I got some justification for it. Talking about Emmanuel Forbes Jr. I got a soft spot for this guy, man. Say what you want. I think the story, I think just this being his second go, and like the Rams continually are this team that want to take chances on guys. I don't think it's fair to call him a project, but that's the best thing that you can equate it to. The Baker Mayfield stuff. That's the kind of how I feel about Emmanuel Forbes. Didn't work out in Washington. They clearly were going through a lot of changes in the front office during his time there after getting drafted. So he lands here December of the previous season, not in 2025, but 2024, and had flashes. Like, think of the flashes. Early on, the first half of the year, people thought like, yo, did we just fucking do it again? Did we just grab a CB1 for fucking nothing? And he's just here for pennies on the dollar. After the Quentin Lake injury, after all the weaknesses of the entirety of the Rams defense were kind of shown for the rest of the league, Emmanuel Forbes was one of the biggest exposed parts for, I think, the second half of the season as well. Totally understandable. But I think that's missing a lot of context. I think he was thrown into a situation he wasn't prepared for. Not saying, like he had every player, like I get it, fans want every player to be ready for every single moment, and I understand that. But that's just the reality of what happened. He needed to be a support role last year with elite potential length to contend some really accurately placed balls. Like think of the first game, the rivalries game against Seattle. There's no way he should have tipped that pass to Rashid Shaheed in the end zone. Slightly underthrown by Sam Darnold, but that's what he does. The recovery speed, the length. The guy is a really good athlete. Where he got in trouble with those injuries, like I talked about, the context, him man-to-man or even off his own against a big, strong X receiver, he's already at a disadvantage. Like he's playing like the 160s, 170s. Like 170s is being generous with equipment on. And so, yeah, you got to know, you really need to know, like he gets knocked off his landmarks in coverage often. I'm thinking of the AJ Brown stuff where he just kind of got bullied a bunch. But now you have Jalen Watson, you have Trent McDuffie. Emmanuel Forbes is going to be CB3, CB4. I think he takes a leap where he looks really damn good as a starter in that role because that's where his natural fit is going to be. I think the Rams find his natural fit to only have him on the field when all his intangibles, his explosive athletic ability at the point of the ball, I think that flashes this year. And I think as long as he doesn't have to go be like, hey, go cover George Pickens for 60 minutes, that's not going to be his strength. That's why Watson and McDuffie are here. Manuel Forbes, I think he has a potential to be one of the better supporting cast DBs in this league just based off athletic talent and the Rams' ability believing in him. That's
I want to say something about
Forbes.
Emmanuel Forbes. And he kind of reminds me, not as a player, but in terms of his role as Tre'Davious White. You know, he came into the team, he was nursing his injury, and he was under the impression that he was not going to be placed into a starting role. And I think that's kind of the same thing with Emmanuel Forbes. Injuries happened, and there, you know it, you have to be CB1 for the team. And it's just not realistic for him as a player at this stage of his development. So I'm actually excited to see him in a role that he can excel in, and he's not asked to do more than he is capable of doing at this point in time. I'm not saying he can't get better, and he has gotten better every season, but it's not realistic to ask him to cover JSN for the entire game, you know, maybe for portions of the game. But ultimately, it's going to work out, hopefully, for him. I know Tre'Davious White, things didn't work out just on how it all went down. But
he also had an interesting end of the season.
Yeah.
We'll say that in Buffalo. But I'll finish with this, Joe, my hot take that I talked myself into late last night. Emmanuel Forbes might lead the league, or not lead the league, lead the team in interceptions. Not because of just him, but because you got to throw it somewhere. And I think Watson and McDuffie make it a nightmare on the outside, and he gets challenged a lot, and I think he wins a lot.
You know what? I don't hate it. I think I'll agree with you. And I think that too, it's going to be a lot of the. We're in a situation where we are expecting that teams will need to get rid of the ball fast, and those quick routes. I think that he's good at, you know, kind of keeping, because he's been a little bit more of a stay back kind of guy, not necessarily a press, but I think that he's good at kind of keeping that line of sight of the quarterback and the wide receiver kind of together. And then I think that he's got the speed to obviously make some plays that way. So, damn, he couldn't even spell right though. Okay, yeah.
Dude, we need Kobe Durant in here to come. He's the GOAT.
I
undercutting the route.
Tuna might
taking it back.
Anyways, take over, Dad, because apparently they're mad at Mom. They don't like me right now. So
yeah, I like it though, man. I like your the Forbes pick. I think what was it? Rams House mentioned it in here too, of like definitely having pegged as a breakout guy, going from CB1 to CB3. Feels so right for him, and I agree with this mainly because it's like you said, it's like that pressure, and he's done awesome in certain games. Like this last year, we saw him do a really good job in game 1 against Seattle against JSN. But then Seattle adjusted obviously, and then took the next 2 different games with a little bit of a different approach. But I mean, he's got the skills to be able to stay up with the best in the league, but now he doesn't need to. Now he can be on the third. So that's crazy, man. So yeah, either way, fired up about that, man.
You're up, sir.
It's just his backfield. Let's hit this backfield, man. Let's go backfield on him, man. Give me a man who has just changed his number to honor his father on this Father's Day weekend, man. Give me Blake Corum. Yes, man. Blake Corum. Okay, so here's a question for you. Have you ever been watching a Rams game? You see a running back break out a badass run, and you're like, hell yeah, Kyron, only for it to be Blake Corum. You're not alone because, yeah, that happens to me all the time. Yeah, man, Blake.
Yes,
Blake
every fucking game. Yes,
yeah, I'm telling you, man, they're very similar in their appearances sometimes when they start hitting the gap there, but. Blake, man, he's absolutely awesome. You're definitely not alone in that. And obviously pure praise for Blake in that regard. I'm not trying to, there's no hits towards anybody, because when your guy that you are behind on the depth chart is K-Dub, one of the top guys in the league right now, and you come in and you fool even your own fan base into thinking that that's the guy. I mean, that's definitely a big plus here. He's played, obviously, again, another guy that hasn't, dealt with being banged up or anything like that, but he seems to, his stats took a big jump this last year, had 746 rushing yards. And when the guy ahead of you, like I said, again, is K-Dub, that's phenomenal numbers for your RB2. And all indicators are telling us that we're going to see a little bit more of a even split this year, more closer to a 50-50 split between Blake and Kyron this season. But with, coming off of a year where he had 5.1 yards per carry, I mean, that he's got the ability to do it. And I don't know if that's just defenses thinking like, okay, it's RB2, they're going to pass or something like that. And then Blake's able to break something off, but he's really good in tight spaces, and he's got the ability to get those chunk plays as well, which no shots intended towards Kyron, but it seems like when we need a big run, or we get a big run, it happens to be Blake instead of Kyron. But really good in tight spaces, and I do think that we are going to see games this year where Blake Corum has more rushing yards than Kyron Williams. And I think that that'll depend on game plan, defense, and all that stuff. But I do think that with that more 50-50 split, I think that there's going to be some situations where Blake might be kind of slotted in as like an RB1 based on the defense that we're playing, based on skill sets and stuff like that. So I do think that that's completely reasonable. And my bold prediction on the season for our running backs is I'm going to say that both K-Dub and Mr. Blake Corum, number 24, shout out, both eclipse 1,000 rushing yards.
Oh, damn. I was not expecting that. I'm not going to lie.
Let's get it, Blake. Let's go.
Hey, it's sidetrack real quick. One, because I didn't like an hour ago. Hi, Corn Doggy. We see you in here. Hello as well. But that triggered me to say that because Otto's in here. I love anytime Otto was up in my chat.
Otto.
Absolutely. Big Iowa Hawkeye fan there. Love that dude. Good chats with him.
Yeah, Blake is what he's really good at is the wide zones, the wide zone runs. Like Kyron is, hit it up the A gap, and then I see Blake as the guy who we're gonna run wide zone and we're gonna keep going lateral till we find somewhere to go, and then he's gonna burst down the field. And that's, I just think they're different players, different skills, and I love how they balance each other, and it's going to be great. And it would be awesome if they both had 1,000 yards.
I'm calling it, man. I'm calling it.
Yeah.
We run a lot of 13. I think that 2, not attacking wide receiver 3 like everybody wanted to. I think the Rams kind of knew what they wanted to do this year. Load it up on the tight ends, run the rock, kill that time of possession. Your defense is fire. I think that we're going to see some interesting stuff out of this year's offense.
Yeah, it just comes down the overlapping thing that needs to happen for all that is the offensive line to be healthy, the offensive line to just maul defenses and hold their gaps. And so I would love to see that. I do love 3 yards in a cloud of dust phone booth offense. Fuck yeah. Sign me up for goal line all day.
That's football, man.
You went backfield.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hype up this dude because no one really is talking about him whatsoever. And I may be wrong on a lot of what I say about him because we really don't know exactly. One, we don't know a lot about the new coordinator that is managing this new employee here in Los Angeles. We don't know, is he going to do a little bit of returning because he can do it in the spot? Is he just going to play linebacker? Is he just going to fly around and be that menace on every on every punt out and kickoff. Talking about newcomer, lack of hair, Grant Stewart. I know, Joe. I know you're upset. Every player that comes here cuts their hair. I know you hate it, but what if he's doing it? He's like, hey, I'm not cutting this bitch again until we win a Super Bowl. Like, what if there's purpose behind it?
Well, then it's not even gonna get that long.
It just let me have this, okay? Let me have this. No, Grant Stewart. He is a special teams ace, and I think he has the opportunity to make a significant impact on the season. He's not going to be in the running for, I think the only thing he can, like, I don't know if they really reserve special team spots for these guys in the Pro Bowl really like that anymore. I know they have one, like a pseudo fullback spot, but the Rams lost games last year because of special teams. And Grant isn't obviously going to fix the extra point situation. That's been fixed with another guy on our list. But the coverage, the energy, and the holding blocks on our own returns, there was a problem. I don't know if it just started at coaching and worked its way down to the rest of the team. I don't know if the unit was complacent. Whatever it was devoid of talent enough to overcome whatever deficiency they had. Insert Grant Stewart. The only thing I hear about this guy all the time is his fucking energy, flies around everywhere. And the reason why we keep joking about his hair is because when you see a guy flying around like that, the first thing you notice in the comment people make is this guy plays like his hair is on fire. And so it sucks that I think he may have actually burned his hair fucking off with how he flies around the field, because the Rams need that. You need a little bit of juice. I can't remember the last time the Rams made a legitimate return or just big special teams play where it's like, we're going to win this game because our special teams is good enough to do that. There was times last year where clearly obviously lost. Like, let me ask both you gentlemen, which special teams blunder hurt you the most last year? Which one hurt you in the heart the most?
Oh, I mean, I think it's got to be oh my God. Well, I was going to say recency bias, the NFC Championship, the muff punt, but also the block field goal Eagles. Oh my, that was
you get one.
Absolutely terrible.
What about you, Joe? Which one?
I'm gonna cheat and say just early season kicking woes, field goal woes. That was heartbreaking, man.
But the whole point, like, it didn't matter what your answer was. The fact that you guys could sit here and think and debate of like, let me see which one I want.
There was a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah.
Grant Stewart doesn't fix the kicking problem itself. What it signified to me is that they actually give a shit and realize we fucked up as a unit, as a team. We did not address this properly. You bring in Bubba Ventrone, and I always like the two guys they brought in right after that, Joe Cardona, Grant Stewart. Anytime a coordinator comes into town, you pay attention to who he brings in right like immediately. These are his guys. He sought them out on other teams and said, I need this guy on the team. This is how we win a championship. I think Grant Stewart is going to make plays all fucking year, and we're actually going to enjoy watching special teams this year.
I do not hate this pick, and I think that he's going to be good on defense as well. I think that he gets in there rotationally, and that's the thing too, is like that linebacker spot. That linebacker spot's tough to break into, man, because obviously we got Landman being basically Captain Landman, and then Spates, who I think is awesome, Dolak, who some people think is better than Spates. I'm not ready to say that or anything, but some people are I saw Twitter said that today, and then Stewart coming in. I don't think it's impossible that he gets some reps in there, and we see that he's got some legitimate skills.
Yeah, Sal says who returns kicks. Legit. We have to wait until training camp. Xavier is a returner.
X gonna give it to you.
Returner. I knew CJ Daniels has return kicks, but I'll be able to report on that at training camp. Like, I guess we'll see. So, yeah.
Take us back to the Bills game a couple years back.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you remember the blocked punt.
Oh yeah, I was there in that game. I remember it very vividly, and that was one of those moments where I was like, "Oh crap!"
Take us back to that.
Yeah,
that's what we need to happen on special teams.
Mm-hmm. Joseph,
hi,
you're up, sir.
All right, man. You know what? Let's go with the pass catcher here, man. Give me a man who has just changed his number. Another one who's just changed his number.
Is that why you pick these guys? You just pick all the number changers?
Yeah, I just like changes, That's it. I just like things that are different now. Give me wide receiver, second year. Mump. Not Dave Mumpfield, man. Number 4,
Dog.
which I think is one of the coolest looking jersey numbers on a Rams uniform. I don't know what it is, man. You can go all the way back to your Gus Farrat's if you need to look at a dope number 4, but I'm looking
Four's
right
up
here.
In the chat. Four's up in the chat, everybody.
Four's up. And I'm looking right here. It's directly behind my camera. My Super Bowl Greg Zuerlein jersey for Media Day, Super Bowl 53. Absolutely phenomenal stuff there. But give me Mump here for another pick that not a lot of people are talking about, man. So obviously, 7th round pick last year, he only had 92 receiving yards. So it's one of those things where it's like, that kind of feels right for a 7th round pick, all that business. But at the same time, it was how he was doing it and how he was involved in the offense. When you have a roster that includes Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams, and you're running 13 personnel, and your 7th round rookie wide receiver is being trusted to be that wide receiver in a passing play, nonetheless, I mean, that tells you what you need to know about the confidence level, at least a little bit, for Mump here. And sure, we're going to see it a lot this year. Again, we're going to see a lot of 13s. We're going to see a lot of tight sets as well. That's just kind of a McVay thing. I'm sure that's gonna be a trend that continues, but it's the way that he's getting this stuff done that it looks phenomenal. It looks clean. It looks nice. The stats are not there yet, but that's what I think changes this year. I think that we see a lot more impact out of Mump this year. And he's a guy that just kind of comes to work and does what he needs to do. And he's getting better. You look at week 1 compared to the end of the season, you can tell a very clear cut increase in his comfort in the offense. And I think that's absolutely phenomenal. He's also in a room where he's got Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua, like I had already mentioned.
Robert Woods.
Then you also pair that with the wide receiver coaches, Yarbs, Woods. That's incredible, man. So if Mump doesn't get a lot better this year, then it's Mump. All right. Then I can definitely tell you that it's him. But he's a guy that I don't think is getting nearly enough credit. And as you would expect for a situation when you have, guys like Puka and Devontae who are absolutely phenomenal. I mean, Puka probably should have been Offensive Player of the Year last year. I think it's one of those things where it's like, well, we can't have MVP and Offensive Player of the Year. I really feel that way. And then you also have the league leader in touchdown receptions and Devontae Adams. So I mean, yeah, it is on Mump to make that step year 1 to year 2, and I think that he's in an incredible spot to do it. And I think that he is the kind of player that you can look at and say that, like, the Rams didn't attack wide receiver 3, which is a spot that all the Rams fans right now are saying is their weak spot. That's like why we need to get a wide receiver 3. The Rams, instead of doing that, took a very damn good football player in Jared Verse and tried to, like, you know what, we can get better at this spot. Didn't do it for wide receiver 3. I think that's all you need to know. I think that Mump is going to get plenty of reps here. I think that Witt is also in this conversation, but I personally am excited to see that jump from Mump this year, specifically from year 1 to year 2. And I think that he's going to do awesome. I think he's going to fit into this offense really well. 92 yards last year and only the 1 touchdown. I think that those numbers at least minimum double. And I would venture in to say that those triple, quadruple, and then what the other words are for 5 and 6 and stuff, because I don't know.
I want to say something about Konate Mumpfield.
Yeah,
put him back on the screen.
Let's see him. Hold on. There he is.
All right. Let's talk about him. And because his 1 touchdown, I actually remember, was in London against the Jaguars.
Yeah, no domestic touchdowns yet.
And that was a beautiful route.
We only import touchdowns, baby.
Yeah. But I think the one thing people overlook when you talk about 13 personnel, it's 3 tight ends. But there's still 1 wide receiver on the field.
That's true.
And that's not really talked about. And I have the numbers to back this up. But the Rams were actually using 13 personnel as a sort of rest time for Puka and Devontae, because the wide receiver on the field the most in 13 personnel is Konate Mumpfield, 42% of the time.
Damn.
And the next closest is Puka at 33%. So they're using these 13 personnel. Say, hey, Puka, Devontae, go sit down, go rest, so you're ready for the next play.
Yeah, Puka, you bum. Get out of the way. Kanate's on the field.
Sit down.
Loser.
So there's his role, and I think that number could even increase if they're going to run more 13 personnel. He's going to get his snaps in 13 personnel more than he did in 11 personnel at just 27%. So pretty significant difference. And it helps him as much as it helps the tight ends.
Dude, I really appreciate that you had that number on hand because I remember it. I don't remember exactly what situation it was, but I remember the first time I noticed that it was Mump as the lone wide receiver in 13. And I was like, this is badass, man. It was like it's like that to me says something. And obviously we understand too that the Rams have good receiving tight ends. I mean, I think that Parkinson is a phenomenal player. I think that Davis Allen doesn't get enough credit. Higbee, I think it just fits so well into this offense, and he just knows this offense really well. And then Ferg, who I feel like we didn't get a real taste of this last year. So we have really, really talented players. So it makes sense that you would use those guys on the field while you have the 7th round rookie. But he was, I like his style. I like the way he plays. I like what he brings to the field. And I think another player that I would say you can feel it when he's out there, man. Like he's got some real smoothness to his game. I like it.
Yeah, and his quote that he gave me from Yarbs, because I asked him at camp last year, what's some knowledge that Yarbs is dropping you early on in his rookie year? Speed is a luxury. Quickness is a necessity. Yep. He's not, I mean, that's the whole wide receiver room. None of them are burners, but they're quick and they get open and they score fucking touchdowns. So I think he fits in.
Yeah. Just spilling ankle guts all over the place. They're not burning you where it's like you're trying to catch up. But yeah, you are snapping ankles every route, it seems like, from all these guys.
All right. I'm ready to toss another grenade into the chat and get yelled at.
Hell yeah.
You ready? You had to do pass catchers, so I'm keeping it here. I'm going with I'm ride or die for this dude, bro. I can't. I'm not letting one fucking play. Mind you, I'm going to take time to do this rant. Yes, Xavier Smith, I think he's primed for a fucking big year. Is he going to have 1,000 yards? No, I'm not saying that. But can he fill that role that we think we kept hoping and praying that at some point the last 3 or 4 years, Tutu Atwell's going to do it. Tutu Atwell's going to do it. Look, I understand everyone's body composition is a little bit different. He couldn't put on more muscle. I think that kind of lowered on the pecking order Tutu Atwell being involved in 13 personnel, being involved in some of the 3 and 4 wide receiver sets. Xavier Smith now getting a full offseason without having big man Xavier Smith, as Yarbs likes to call him, in front of him. Like, I think this is his chance to actually shine. Who's he got in front of him seniority-wise? Jordan Whittington? We're not – I mean, the coaching may feel differently, but from the fan base, we're still out consensus-wise on that. Like, we're having a debate right now. You think Kanate, Rams House thinks Jay Witt. I think Xavier for different reasons. Look, that one NFC championship game, all I know is if you go to Lumen, the strategy from punters is to what? Late in the season and the playoffs, punt that ball as fucking high as possible. Why? They don't have a fucking ceiling in that place. That ball is doing all kinds of shit. It's doing tricks on it that it doesn't matter who's back there. They're going to have a little bit of trouble. Go back and watch the game. I can't remember if it was right before or right after. Rashid Shaheed almost had the exact same issue. Like, he had a bobble as well, where that was really close to being one for the good guys as well. And we're ignoring this thing completely. We got a recency bias thing going on with Xavier because people are pissed and they want to blame him for the loss. I'm not doing that because he didn't play secondary and he didn't drop balls for the fourth quarter on offense either. So that's what I'm saying there. The good things about this guy go back further than even what he can potentially do this season. Going into his 4th year now, his story is literally what Rams fans can't wait to fucking brag about into other fan bases. That we keep finding these guys. Puka in the 5th, Cooper in the 3rd, all this shit, right? Xavier Smith is undrafted, not just undrafted, but from a HBCU. My channel alone, my chat, you guys know why I go to bat for HBCU, because underfunded, under-resourced, underlooked at. Half the time, these guys don't even see an NFL scout the entirety of their fucking senior year. It's not until after the draft and after the fact, hey, maybe you get a UFL call. The guy had a good agent, got connected with the Rams, and has busted his ass to not just make the practice squad over and over, but in the fucking make the roster. Like, you know how much work this guy has had to put in over these last few years just to make this Rams wide receiving room roster that we keep hyping up every single year as the best thing since sliced bread. And this guy is in the fucking middle of it every single year, contributing on special teams and trying to make his way on the offense as well, earning Matthew Stafford's trust. My big thing for him, where I think he actually excels the most and makes the biggest impact, is on special teams. That's why I kind of paired him with Grant Stewart with my little spiel. With Bubba Ventrone here, I think the problem the last few years that Bubba's going to fix is the lack of ingenuity on the return, the lack of the lanes opening up for the returners, because it didn't matter who was back there the last few years. It just always seemed like somebody was smacking the back of the first blocking wave, and there was never a threat of like, hey, we may house this one. Xavier Smith has sub 4.4 speed. Let him catch a punt. Let's line up some actual fucking decent return coverage schemes, and let's have a third of the game actually be a weapon to score points this season. I think he contributes there, and I think he gets a little bit of an impact felt as the deep route guy that Tutu Atwell filled for the last few years as well. Xavier Smith is a little bit stronger, a little bit different body composition, same relative speed. So that's my defense of Xavier Smith. I've been waiting all week to yap about this because I love this guy's story, man. So sorry if I got a little impassioned there. I got a little red.
You're good. I'll tell you this, man. I feel like too, it's so unfortunate with X from the fan base and the reaction that he's gotten, man. Yeah, man, X gonna give it to you. And I think it's unfortunate because I think if you take away that one play, we actually look at his season as a whole as a very good season. I think he played awesome this year, but you have that one muffed punt, and now everybody's like, get him off this team. And it's like, dude, you can't have one bad play. Are you kidding me? We have freaking Matthew Stafford does throw interceptions, man, and we're not sitting here like, yeah, get him out of here. We can't have this, man.
Say that about my sweet Matthew.
Yeah. It's like, it's just one of those where it's like, man, I understand that situationally it was the worst possible spot to have that kind of thing happen, but it was by a mile, his worst play of the season. You know what I mean? Like, he played so well all year, and then he has that one play in a bad situation, and everybody's like, get him out of here. We don't want this bum anymore. And it's like, what are you talking about, man? It's like, he played so well.
Atlanta.
And I think that sucks. And I understand that, like, it's one of those things where it's like, it's easier to lose trust than to gain trust. But it's like, bro, we had him building up this whole year, and then one play brings him all the way down here. It's like, no, man, you got to be like, okay, cool. It sucked. Unfortunate. But, dude, I think that the overreaction regarding X on that one play from the fan base, I think is absolutely absurd. I feel for him, dude, because also you have a fan base who's like, dude, this guy's awesome, man. X gonna give to you all stuff all season. And then all of a sudden they're like, get him out of here. And it's like, no, that's absurd, man. And like, we didn't even do that to Jared Goff in Super Bowl 53 after looking like an absolute bozo that day. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So I don't know. I think it's unfortunate. The reaction to his one bad play of the season was that strong because he had an incredible year.
I mean, you got Corn Doggy, active Seattle fan, saying 12 of his 20 receptions per first downs. Yeah, I think his average reception per catch was like 18 yards. So yeah, he is a deep threat. Like, he is a valid deep threat. So hope to see it, man.
Hey, and he had 48-yard bomb, I believe it was, against Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I have this stat also in my head, but, you know, you think about Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams. When you look at EPA, Xavier Smith had the third most EPA as a receiver on this team, and he added 21.9 expected points added. So on 24 targets. So
stop coming after me, Joe. You hear, Josh?
And, you know, and people forget about the Kyron Williams fumble or whatever it might be.
Oh, they haven't.
Trust
me, they haven't. That one fucking fumble, bro. I had to argue with someone yesterday because they're like, literally, there's Kyron haters that will not let it go. Bar for bar, this dude told me the damage has been done. Like, it's a fucking ex-girlfriend of his. Like, what are we talking about?
No, I mean, I think like people remember the Xavier Smith issue more than anyone else, but I think what people forget about is just the catch before he kind of bobbled it. And I think that was at that point the coaching was like, okay, you know, maybe we should put someone else in, you know, maybe the moment's too big, and that's fine. But like, you know, they just let him go right out there again, and the same thing happens. So in some way, do you put some responsibility on the coaching as well?
Yes and no, man. Yes and no. But also, I mean, it's like, do you remember when we had Hecker and he had like 12 different styles of punts, and he used to get people to muff punts all the time. And it's a skill, man. Like in Seattle,
It is.
turned out to be good at it. It's January in Seattle, and and they're just doing these sky balls that are spinning all wacky and stuff like that. And it's like it's hard to track them and stuff like that. It's like, dude, I don't care how much of a badass professional athlete you are. Those are difficult to catch. You also got at least 10 dudes. The punter's probably not coming for your soul, but like you got 10 dudes coming for you and trying to rip your head off, man. While you're looking up into the sky, you're not tracking them. You're looking up to the sky to try to track this ball down that's floating and spinning and twisting all different directions, man. So like, sure, it sucks. You got to catch that ball, man. You do got to catch that football, but I don't put nearly as much blame on him as others do. And I think that maybe if you do switch it out, I don't like that either, because then you put somebody in a situation where they're trying to catch one of these wacky ass balls when they haven't been doing it all season. So I don't know, man. I like keeping them in there.
It's if anything, and we'll move on to your next player.
Yeah.
It comes down to, I think, instead of not blaming Xavier, I think more credit needs to be given to Michael Dixon. Because that's what's you look him up. What is he known for? Big ass, arcing, booming punts,
big balls,
and he fucking nailed it. Like that's
dude. Josh Carty used to be good at that, man.
Josh Carty used to be the man.
Yeah,
And now he's kicking burritos. That's pretty cool.
I didn't see that, sir.
Yeah,
Joseph.
Yeah, man. I got one more left. And this guy did not change his number, but he has taken over for a long-time captain. Give me big old Warren McClendon, bro. Warren McClendon. Let's go, man. So obviously, I just mentioned there, you're taking over for a captain as Big Rob announcing his retirement. And Big Rob, younger than me, younger than you, Tuna. Josh, I don't know how old you are, but maybe somewhere. I don't know, somewhere around there. But either way, it's unfortunate when you lose a captain and somebody like Big Rob, who's been around since the St. Louis years. But I think that part of his decision to call it this year was because he knew he wasn't leaving the Rams in squalor at the position. I think that Big Rob knew that he had his replacement on roster and a guy who could absolutely handle it. So I think that it's kind of funny. Big Rob announces his retirement, and the coaching staff, the front office, the Rams specific fan base, no panic, man, no panic. And that is because of Warren McClendon. All right. And I think if you look at national media, there was some panic there. People ballparking your Rams to go right tackle in the first round or tackle in the first round to make up for losing your captain, Rob Havenstein. But those people are forgetting that Warren McClendon played most of the year and played phenomenal when he did need to take over. So obviously taking over for a team captain, those are big shoes to fill, man. And he did incredible. It's one of those things too, where Big Rob did get healthy enough by the end of the year, in that, like, when we're in the playoffs, he was certainly able to come back from IR and take over, but we didn't really need him to, which is good news. I mean, you're kind of going with the hot hand there. And then of course he just calls it. So I don't know who's going to be the guy that makes everybody bring the snacks and all that stuff. Maybe it is Warren. I'm guessing, I'm going to guess it's K-Dot, actually. K-Dot's going to be the one forcing snacks now since Big Rob's gone. But I think that we're good at right tackle. And I think it's one of those things where, again, you look at national media and everybody's like, oh, man, what are the Rams going to do on the offensive line? They lost to Rob Havenstein. And it's like, guys, you're missing an entire awesome player that did well all last year. And I would like to tag this with a little bit of, I've said this before, just a little bit of caution, I suppose. And that's regarding the situation with Bo Limmer a couple of years ago, where he came in, played center, awesome most of the year, then obviously had the final 2 plays of the year in Philadelphia in the snow, missed assignments, and then it didn't go well. I don't think that we see that same situation with Warren McClendon, but that is one of those little tags there. So obviously Warren, coming from Georgia, he played every single snap, started every single game for a championship level team. Now let's do that in the freaking NFL, dude. Let's go, Warren McClendon.
And I think somebody mentioned, how do you improve from top 10? Who said that here? Oh, I missed it. Yeah, somebody said, how do you improve from top 10? Yeah, come on, Covey. I think it's more solidifying, and the fact that nobody is still talking about him, even in Ram space. The whole conversation is about left tackle. Everyone, Kevin Dotson is like the premier advertised guy on the offensive line. no one talks about Coleman Shelton. I never hear his name brought up whatsoever. But right tackle is it's a premier position. And like Joe said, the national media fucking freaked out. And I could not believe, like, I'm going to get myself all angry again, but I could not believe how people of note, people of record were like, oh, Big Rob retired. What, the Rams didn't even draft the tackle. Like, what are they fucking doing? It's like, did you not watch the team last year? Like, Warren played 10 games. He
started in week 10 and on.
Yeah, he didn't give up. He played through the playoffs. Like, he was, and it was never talked about because what's my rule, Joe? No, yeah, right. Rams Ranger said it. No news is good news if you're a lineman. I don't want to hear your name. You're not in the paper. Because see what happens when a lineman's in the paper? It's usually bad shit. I want to see your name. And Warren, I think he'll go nameless all season long. I think he's good for it.
I'm excited for the right tackle spot here, man. And who knows, maybe depending on how certain situations unfold, maybe we do need him to take some reps on the left side, you know, who knows, but we'll see.
Shit.
Not necessarily getting into that, but he's a good player, man.
All right.
Dude, I felt so bad for Bo Lemmer, man. Oh, terrible. You don't want to hear a lineman in the news.
Dude.
I say the best for last.
Let's hear it, man.
Yeah.
I know Joe knows.
Dude.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Dude, okay. Before you pull anything up and do anything more right now, there was a few things that happened last year in season. None more impactful than what I think you're about to talk about.
Literally. He won a playoff game. Man has ice in his fucking veins. It's Harrison Mevis. Every single time the Rams have been posting cute little OTA photos. And I'm gonna be egotistical and make myself bigger here. Every time you guys post fucking photos of Myles Garrett and Sean McVay laughing and hugging Trent McDuffie, that's all cute. Show us your Mevis. Every single post, I have to go in there for weeks of comments saying, where is Mevis? And finally one day, I said, hey, admin, can we please have Harrison Mevis photos? Literally the next day, the next OTA photos was a fucking Harrison Mevis photo included. So thank you, admin. Thank you for listening to what the fans want. Harrison Mevis, like exactly what you said. Nobody talks about enough that he was ice in his fucking veins in Chicago. And as much as we laughed about, we handled the cold, it was cold as shit there. And
the coldest thing in Chicago was the ice in Mevis's veins that day, dude.
Dog, I don't care what fucking contraption you got that kicking ball in on the sideline. That shit is probably a rock by the time it gets out to the field and snapped and kicked. The operation was flawless for all the shit that we had to talk and deal with for all season. I wish a Super Bowl happened because it would have been one of the fucking greatest storylines, like narratives of the team last year. Harrison Mevis coming in. The biggest thing for me with him, Joe, is, and you can give me your thoughts on this, like as a back and forth. They didn't even bring in a camp leg. As of right now, there's no OTA leg. No one got drafted. No one's on the practice squad. It's Harrison Mevis' unit. I don't know. Maybe that's just how Bubba Ventrone rolls, but the fact they didn't bring in even a camp leg, I think that says a lot about the confidence that they have in Harrison Mevis of like, hey, off season, we trust you. We've seen enough. Am I wrong in thinking that?
I don't think so, man. You're right. Show us your Mevis. I think it's absolutely phenomenal. You go back all the way to like when we had Greg Zuerlein, we would also bring in camp legs for that. And in fairness, Jeezy used to deal with a lot of like, you know, back issues and stuff like that. That story of Coach Bones driving him home after he, oh man, I hate that I forget the game that was at. But he had to drive Greg Zuerlein home because his back hurt so bad after a game where he was making kicks and stuff. Had to drive Zuerlein home, and he laid on his stomach in the passenger seat. They put the seat all the way down. He had to lay on his stomach because he couldn't sit up, but he was still making kicks. But that was like why we would bring in guys with Jeezy. Yeah. But Meaves, you got it on screen right now, 100% extra points, the 95-plus field goals, and then 2 of the 50-pluses, obviously. That one in Chicago, man, that game ender in Chicago, shutting that place the hell up, man. You want to talk about the Iceman, this Mr. Madden Iceman? No, dude, that's Harrison freaking Mevis, man. He's the Iceman. I don't care what anybody says. And Cam Curl also could be tossed in there for Iceman in that freaking game. That was sick-ass catch, man. But I think you're right, man. The trust of not bringing in somebody else when Mevis is very blatantly just brought in kind of like what felt like could be a very temporary situation last year, but they didn't even bring anybody else in when they brought in Mevis. They were like, oh, Mevis, cool. Cardi, later, man. Like, and it was like, Mevis, this is here. This is your job, dude. So love to see that, man. And I'm very fired up to see what he does this year. Rocking 92 too. That's so dope.
I mean, it's like one of the widest numbers that you can grab. It's like not even a. I wonder if he had a chance to change numbers. He's like, I'm good.
I almost guarantee he could have taken 4. I mean, that came open, like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, he's probably like, nah, dude, I'm good.
Dog, that 4 would look like a 1. It's no 92 is perfect for him.
Yeah, you need because he's got so much real estate. You know,
and we're not
fill it.
We're not body shaming. We're not body shaming. We're actually not poking fun. Look, I'm no beach model myself. Like, if anything, it's more of a reason why I love Mevis. That guy looks like me out there. I fucking love him.
That's beautiful.
Absolutely. Rams House, congrats. You earned yourself a feature collab later tonight. I guess we're gonna work on mocking a Harrison Mevis Madden cover together. We'll post that.
It's got to be the kick too, the Chicago kick.
Chicago one with the because it's fucking Caleb.
Dude, and that Chicago game, bro. I actually have a friend who played in the game on the Bears side. He told me, imagine the coldest day in your life and multiply that by 10. That is what Chicago was. And the fact that he silenced the crowd. I mean, dude, that's kind of aura. I can't lie.
He's earned a lot of brownie points with fans. And like the Bad Mofo, Ram fan, good to see you in here. But this is comment of the day. He's the hero. He's the guy. No shiver on the frozen tundra. That's a bar.
Dude, that is a bar. You know what? Because I don't remember the exact temperatures out there. I'm from Colorado. I've been here my whole life. I guarantee I've felt that temperature before and have had to do things in that temperature before. I guarantee I was miserable and everybody had to hear about it. All right. But the fact that we went out there and just was able to handle that. And you also got to think for a kicker, largely you're just chilling on the sidelines, dude. You're not running around getting that blood flowing, man. So for him to be able to come in and be able to execute that, because that's the thing too, man, is like, and maybe it's my age, maybe because I'm elderly out here, but like when it's super cold, you start getting all tight stuff. My hips start to friggin' hurt, bro, man. I can't even stand anymore and stuff like that. So for him to be able to just get out there, warm up real quick on the sideline, kick a few into the net, with OBJ's ex there on the sideline, and then hit it. That was a friggin' sick reference. I was going to throw that out there. And then be able to get it done with OBJ's ex, and then just nail it, dude. Look at that guy.
That's warmth.
Bro, 92 and 42 for our kickers is the funniest thing to me. I love that.
There's no cold penetrating this. But
fair,
no,
actually,
it like, just think about it too. Like, even the only solace these guys get on the sideline is that jacket. But when you're out there, all the shit they're wearing, it doesn't matter if it's layered. It's all thin because it has to be super athletic and breathable. Yeah. So
we got the show the Stafford the jacket flip. That look.
Oh, I don't have it on. Fuck, I don't have it on hand. I want a Mevis one.
One of my favorite things of all time.
Hey, shout out Rams Down Under. We got Australia in the chat. Sorry about Socceroos lost today, but I will tell you, clearly at some point in USA soccer history, we decided we don't need healthcare. We need a damn good soccer team, and our soccer team is good. I don't know what's happening. I actually thought Australia was going to win. So, hey, wish you best of luck in the next match. I hope to see you in the knockout round, Socceroos. But yeah, that's what we got. 10 players that we think y'all should be paying attention a little bit more to. Now you got a little bit more ammunition. We'll clip out that and make it a separate episode on YouTube for you guys. If you're watching this now and you want to recap that. But yeah, that was fun, Joe. How you feel about that list? I feel like a pretty good squad.
Yeah, I feel great about it. And to tell you guys, the purpose of doing all this was, we know Myles Garrett is a friggin' maniac. We know bringing in Trent McDuffie and Jay Watt is badass. We know that Byron Young's a phenomenal pass rusher. We know that our offensive line is full of brick walls. We know that our wide receivers are some of the best in the NFL, but we wanted to kind of highlight some of the guys that aren't being talked about as much. It's easy to turn on ESPN and hear about, Myles Garrett and Puka Nacua. This team is loaded though with so much talent and so many guys that you can kind of look at and be like, man, this dude, if he's on a different team, this guy's probably a 1, And so I just wanted to highlight some of these names that I don't think are getting nearly enough credit for what they bring to the table this year. And I think that it's going to be those unsung heroes, man. I'm thinking back to like Kendall Blanton in the Super Bowl year and stuff like that. We're going to see some unsung heroes, and these are the names that I think that are going to be leading that list there.
Yeah, Kamal, it's
yes.
I think it's actually the alternative. Like people, the national media clearly for some reason just doesn't watch the Rams that closely. They're going to say, oh, Rams are top heavy, no depth, when it's the opposite to all of us that obsess over the Rams, that the problem has never been depth the last few years. Like it's been a strong point. Like we emphasize it like, hey, that's really cool. We all these, role players. The problem was a closer. We didn't have that top heaviness the last 2 years, and we thought we had it inverse. Coaching staff didn't think they had it. This offseason just was finally addressed it where it's like, okay, cool. We have our role guys. We'll figure the fucking contracts out later. Let's just get our closers. And that's where we're at now. Gents, for 2 hours, we've just convinced everybody that the Rams are decent at football.
I'm going to throw out too, because we're getting comments of like guys that we missed and stuff like that. It's like, dude, Josiah Stewart could have absolutely been in this list.
Deshaun Johnson,
Des Johnson, absolutely.
Sean Dolak.
Dude, Brolac, man, for sure could absolutely be in this this conversation. I think that
Stetson
Jordan
Bennett.
Whittington would have been reasonable. Stetson Bennett for sure could have been one of those as well. And then shout out right here.
Oh,
Ray coming in hot, man. What's up, man? Thank you for hanging out with me, Ray. I appreciate the hell out of you.
Yeah. Thank you, Ray.
Good stuff, Ray.
Thank you, Ray. Thank you,
Ray.
Two Girlies,
give
One
me
Cup
yours.
as well.
Give me your number one underrated player that you were watching this year.
I need one from if Two Girlies, One Cup is still here, because he was big dog today with the 999. I need one from him as well. Who's a player that we did not list that he wants on that list? Yeah. What do you think of our chat, Josh? Were they nice to you? Were they kind to you today? Did they make fun of your hair like they make fun of me every day?
No, I mean, I saw, they thought it was the Josh from Love Island coming on. I guess that's not me, but
no, I have a theory about that. I'll tell you after this in a second.
Okay. But yeah, shout out to Terrence Ferguson. That man is gonna go off, and he might be the wide receiver 3. Even though he's a tight end.
Got some camp competition.
Yeah,
I like it,
dude. Max Clare also. I mean, we got.
And the reason I didn't include any rookies is because it's like, well, I want to see him on an NFL field first.
Yeah.
Let's see him out there.
But I stayed away from Ferguson on my list just because everyone's already talking about it. It was more like, hey, me and Joe wanted to go like deeper in the roster. Who are 10 guys that like outside of Corum, I think is the hottest name on there. Like guys that aren't getting addressed as much, but that was fun. How we usually end the show, Josh, is we kind of burn through some starred comments. We already got some super chats. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I want to mention my Love Island conspiracy theory.
What's that?
This is I told Muad'Dib already via Facebook because we're old men who use Facebook mostly, but it's I'm fully convinced, 1000% convinced that you and Muad'Dib and random others are talking about Love Island so much to try to get me to watch it. And so that when I come onto the show and I'm like, all right, I finally watched an episode, then you guys are just going to rip me apart and make fun of me. I'm fully convinced. You're like, you freaking dork. You actually watched it, loser. I'm
reverse psychology.
No. I genuinely
you watched an episode, you dumbass. Like it's that.
I can tell you for a fact that I will show you the way me and Muad'Dib talk about have discussed Love Island. We watch it. We definitely watch it.
All right,
man.
Well,
yeah. Well, your little cute Colorado conspiracies. I don't know. You're hanging around that Denver airport too much.
You can't. Okay. In fairness, though, the Colorado air can get dangerous. All right, we are way the hell up here. I'm very, very
the atmosphere
up here, and then also
legally, air is great.
Yeah,
flat up there.
Yeah, it's thin on oxygen, not on some other stuff though. Shout out Colorado. We're high, is what I'm saying. Elevation wise, what are you talking about?
He's not fucking 12. He knows what you're talking about. All right.
You.
Anyways, going through these comments, I'll narrate, and then y'all two can discuss if needed. Mudeep says Dodgers World Series, Rams Super Bowl, Lakers Finals, parlay gonna hit this year. Sell the house, sell the wife, sell the dog, and go all in.
Sorry, Mudeep, you're gonna lose all your stuff.
Dude, it's on Valentine's Day, man. Super
Only
Bowl.
one of those is gonna hit.
Sorry, you're gonna lose all your stuff. Yeah, I know it probably pisses some people off. We're not full LA everything fans.
That's probably true. Yeah.
Yeah. Rams House had a question for Josh. Hey, Josh, do you have any reason why BY co-ops off significantly?
That was
drops off significantly to end the year from a sack perspective. It happened every year since he's been drafted.
Yeah, I mean, I can talk about it. You know, when you look at sacks, I think it's very not predictive. It's not a predictive metric. So just because I got 10 sacks this year doesn't mean I'm going to get 10 sacks next year. And, you know, as the season develops, you know, wear and tear on the body, that sort of thing. I'm not sure if it has to do with that or it's simply a coincidence, but I guess we'll have to see if this trend picks up with Myles Garrett. Because, come on, you need to be getting sacks if Myles Garrett is on the other side of the field.
Fucking Garrett. Let's get a Myles
He's a Ram.
Garrett in the chat. He's a fucking Ram. That's so sick.
He is.
Good to see you as always, Rams House. Tribe says it's huge that we now don't have to worry about any felony charges against Alaric. Was afraid he might miss some significant time. I'll only mark this one just out of because if Tribe is still here. So yes, felonies charges were dropped. He's still up for potential misdemeanor charges. Reminder for everybody that is following that NFL does its own separate investigation. They can still suspend him on their own will, regardless of felony, misdemeanor, or even charges dropped. He can still miss games. So we have to wait and see this through until the team in the NFL does say something. Either one of you guys want to chime in on that at all?
I'm good.
Okay. Josh, good?
Yep, I'm good, yeah.
Josh, tell us how you feel about the war and the no, I'm good.
So it's no, I was kidding.
Yeah. Let's see. Mudeep says, can we talk Dodgers next? Tuna's expanding his empire. Yeah, it wasn't a thing, and there's a reel out there. That's all the attention I'll get.
Dude, Dodgers are the biggest hit. They are the I don't know what the opposite of a beneficiary is. I use that word a lot, but they are going to be they're going to be super pissed off if we get a salary cap in the MLB. They're the team that's going to burn the most. So even this playing field out a little bit. We may have frozen Tuna. Oh, he's back.
I'm back. I'm back.
We thought him out. We're good.
Yeah, we're good. Two last comments. Yeah, Rams House said he wanted to throw his guy Jay Witt into the conversation. Joe, why didn't you include Jay Witt? Why did you hate Jordan Whittington?
The reason that I didn't include Jay Witt, I don't hate Jay Witt for sure, but the reason because you know, one of the only long hair guys that I have available to me, which is good. But it's because I don't feel like I've seen enough like actual like jump ups from year to year. Hopefully this is the year that happens, but it seems like he's been the same player just about every year. So that's why I didn't include him in here.
Oh, you heard that here first, Rams House. That's because he hates you.
Put him on Return Man. You know, we saw a few of those.
Dude, he does not need to return. Unless, I mean, we can coach him up, obviously, because what his issue was, I think, is a coachable thing, which is the fact that he was just slamming into his blockers. And it's like, hey, man, go around those guys.
I think it's speed. Jordan Williams is going to punch me at camp. I already know it.
Yeah. Is he back? And then he's going to give you one for me. He's like, give this one to Joe.
Long hair rules.
Yeah.
Corn Doggy finishing this out saying, you can't have MVP, defensive player, and offensive player of the year. Well, you know what, Corn Doggy?
No.
You're fucking wrong. Enjoy that Super Bowl because it's going to be fucking miserable for you this year. 2026, the Rams are going to be annoying as hell. We're going to be in every primetime game. Like they might go 17-0. You might have Aaron Donald. You thought Aaron Donald was gone. He might be coming back. So unacceptable. That's fair. I tried my best. All right, I tried.
Sorry about it, man. I will say too. I've got fan caseless up because I'm going to do another. I'm going to do an episode of Ram Showcase here soon. And one of the comments is from a Niners fan that was like, "Do you think that the Rams were desperate because they got Myles Garrett?" Is like, bro, that's the dumbest question I've ever received, man. It's like if any team in the NFL had the option to get Myles Garrett, You do it, man. Like, what the hell are you talking about? Oh, we're desperate, man. It's like, no, we lost the NFC Championship. We're trying to get better, and we did. Like, if you can add one of the best defensive players in the NFL, why would you be like, oh, no. We want to do it with the guys we have. And it's like, no, dude, get better. What the hell?
Camera follows you,
dude. What?
It's the same. It's the same. It's the same as the.
I don't like that. I don't like that.
Ramp. Look how hard the Rams are trying to get MVP. They keep throwing touchdowns.
Dude,
losers.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, they're just stacking up Devontae touchdowns by throwing him the ball inside the 5, and it's like, oh, sorry that he breaks ankles immediately off the line and gets wide ass open. Field. Our fault.
It's the only receiver.
What are
you supposed to do?
What?
Wait, is Tuna frozen now?
He might be frozen, but I'm doing this now. Whoa!
Yeah, we were frozen. It's the last 15 minutes of our show is usually this, Josh. So welcome to the circus. Usually once I see that viewership numbers start kind of trickling off, we start getting a little bit more ridiculous and realizing we're ending anyways. So it's all good.
Dude, my MacBook does that.
I kind of hate this, honestly. I think this is stupid. No, but
it's a setting you can change. It's a setting you can change. It's auto tracking. It's auto tracking.
I think I did the hand. I don't know, man.
Anyways,
stop looking at me, Swan. That's how I'm feeling right now. I don't know why.
The vibes are high for Friday. It's Friday night.
Yes, sir.
More World Cup this weekend. Make sure you guys are watching some World Cup.
No,
Make sure you are rooting on. Okay, don't root on for USA, Mexico, and USA. Go Viva Mexico! Let's go USA into the knockout rounds. Let's go. Very exciting stuff. I'm excited. Hope you guys all have a great weekend. Joe, do you got anything to say for the lovely fans before we go?
Dude, shout out! Happy Father's Day. Oh, that's Ray said
What's that word?
Happy Father's Day. Don't you dare, by the way, say Happy Father's Day to me. I just have a cat. Okay. I think
is that Spanish?
What is that? I think it's rude. I think it's rude to wish Happy Father's Day to people who just have pets. I also think that it's rude to accept a Happy Father's Day if you only have pets. I've seen what my family does, and with the ones that have kids, because I'm the one that doesn't. It's not fair that I get to. He's sleeping right here, dude. My cat, Carl. He's just right here sleeping.
Look, I don't like being left out. You guys keep using this word. I don't know what it means. What is it? Spanish? Father?
Fat.
What's that? What is that word? What does that mean?
It's a good question.
It's okay. I mean, we're here for you, man.
Yeah, that's how you get the Rams fandom, you know?
Oh, all right. I'm missing something. I don't know. I guess I'm missing out on something. Anyways, happy Juneteenth as well. Read a goddamn history book. Juneteenth is a very important federal holiday. I absolutely love it. So, Josh, last words for the Rams fans before we get out of here.
Enjoy the off season, because sooner than you know it, we'll be back. And if you have any ideas for content that you want me to work on during the season, before the season, hit me up on Twitter, follow me, do it all. And I'm all ears.
I had to put you on blast there. I'm sorry.
I'm in here looking like a dumbass.
Got him. Nah, you're part of the family, man. We love you. Make sure you guys are following Josh Yo's tweets. We will be back Monday, myself and Joe Horns, at our regularly scheduled time.
Just call me Joe Horns.
Yes.
You don't even know me, dude. You don't even know who I am. Where's the thing? Where's the
just end it.
Sheriff Joe Bags. See? Read the name, man. Read the name.
All right.
Read the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma. It's breaking both horns. Thanks for hanging out on both horns. I'm Sheriff Joe Bags and Tuna says goodbye also. Thanks for hanging out, Josh. Both horns.